We are live on Twitch.
Hell
Sick.
yeah, we're on the Twitch. Oh, I should probably
How about
pull up our
YouTube?
channel.
Live on YouTube, it looks like.
There we go.
I'm waiting for our screen to pop up.
.tv/point in progress.
Yep.
Okay.
Just got the notification, man.
There we go.
These are guys' confidence monitor if you guys want it.
That's perfect. Thank you.
What's up, Dustin?
Oh,
Damn.
Dustin.
Damn.
Yeah,
let me
I
mute
posted
myself.
in our.
That's why for your whole 2 minutes late. Yeah, it was me setting everything up, honestly. We're good.
That makes sense. Yeah.
We're good.
Let's just everybody point and blame Harv.
I will not.
Bad.
And you know why? It's because literally like 5 minutes ago, I was like, hey, Harv, you want to run this? I don't remember what we're doing.
I like the
Fair.
fact that we all just forgot the fact that I was 10 minutes late. We'll just...
Yeah.
We're 2 minutes
Expect
late
it.
because Harv's doing it, but we'd only been 1 minute late if Mario did it.
That's fair. I'll accept that. In order to get this show on the road, do you want me to launch into it, or
Yeah, you wanna give the intro?
yeah, because I feel like we're still pretty free flowing from when we do this, so I'll just go right into it. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Point in Progress podcast, episode 88. Miles per hour, if we want to time travel in Back to the Future.
Is it 88? I thought it was like.
It's 88. If I'm
It's
pretty
88.
positive. Everyone, Google fact me on that. I need you to do the.
I feel like it would be a lot more. I feel like it'd be a lot more. We could hit 88 miles per hour pretty easily nowadays.
It's 88.
It is 88.
Is it
Thank you
88?
so
What
much.
the fuck?
88 miles per hour in a DeLorean. Don't forget about that, of course.
In a
I am
DeLorean.
Mario Rivera. I'm your person that's getting us through this today. I do just want to go straight in and introduce everybody so we can go back to what we were talking about. Of course, we have the man, the one, the legend, the APAC legend himself, Frank. How you doing?
How's it going? How's it going, everybody? I got Kojima in the background, our Lord and Savior, who's gonna save us from the shitty video game ecosystem that's going on right now.
That's absolutely true. Absolutely true. And in the pink purple void, I of course have the one and only Fee. How you doing?
I'm doing well. It's been a crazy week, and I'm excited to be here with you guys.
Very nice. I want to hear all about it. Also, if you guys were playing, did you guys play board games this weekend? Did I remember
We
that?
did. We played.
Yeah, we did.
Technically, we played a board. We played a game, but it wasn't. I don't really count as a board game, right?
Got it.
It's a
Yeah.
tabletop.
Got
It
it.
was a
I thought-
tabletop game, but like automated.
I'll tell a funny story about why I didn't show up. And before I do that, I have to introduce the man in blue, the one and only one with the beard and the hair. How you doing, Harv?
Good. I am stuck in a void of blue.
I was gonna say you look like one of those fucking paintings from a Bohemian Rhapsody like promotion.
Okay.
I've got this
Like, you
I got
should
this
be
random
like
shit in
this
the
right now.
back.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean?
That's all this podcast is. It's just fucking the members of Queen and Bohemian Rhapsody. That's all it is.
Got some lights back here. I got these lights. I got this banner still up. Got some random Christmas shit up
I
still.
was gonna walk into your house one day and be like, "What the fuck is going on in here?"
That's what I do when I walk into my apartment. Like, what the fuck is going on around here?
Dude, tell me when I wake up here. Of course, missing today is Sly. Sly is on was broadcast. What is the
The
thing that
Vision
people always say?
Quest. They did
No.
PCP and went on a Vision Quest.
People would always say like this person's on assignment somewhere else when really they're not. They're just not there that day. So we'll say that Sly is on assignment. And then you just got the four of us and we're just shooting the shit and talking smack about bad video games and or good, depending on what your opinion is. And then we'll just go.
Dustin in the
from
chat
there.
is giving us the facts. He said 100% is 88. The original DeLorean had 130 horsepower and was 2,700 pounds. That's very low for a
0 to 60 in 10 seconds. Just give you a reference. I think we can do 0 to 60 in less than a few seconds with electric now.
Yeah, it's like 2 point something seconds, I think.
Yeah, it's like absolutely insane how fast electric cars are.
That's
Well,
wild.
I mean, you don't need to like. There's no combustion, so I guess you could just instantly just start, right? It's all just electricity.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of combustion,
Wait, how much is 88 miles?
how much is 88 miles? It's 88 miles.
88 miles.
What a fucking question.
It's 141 kilometers, Harv.
141.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, different metric system.
141. I feel like that's not that fast for like going back in time.
No,
Because I'm pretty sure
It
I've done that on the
isn't.
highway before.
It's literally.
Have yeah.
If it was over 100 miles per hour, I would maybe say that, but I'm like, it's 88 miles per hour. It's such a weird number. It's like, it's not even.
Whenever I'm in someone's car and they're going over 88, and I start making the noises, they're like, they're like as if we were about to like pass through and go to 1954.
The top speed of the DeLorean is
yeah.
110.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Apparently,
I would love
Dustin's little hatchback does 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds. So
Yeah.
I've been in that
I would
hatchback.
love
It
a
goes very
DeLorean,
fast.
though. Like, give me an electric DeLorean.
I'm pretty sure they brought it out. They re-released
Actually,
it, and
the other
nobody
thing
bought
with
They
it.
that-
released it electric, right?
And nobody
They're
bought
bringing
it. Or
But
yeah,
I
I
want
think-
if I were to buy it again, if I were to ever buy one, like I say, like hypothetically, right? It would have to be electric. I don't think I'd buy the original one. I heard there's so many problems with the original ones.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
What was-
there's a reason why they got discontinued.
Yeah, it's kind of like, what was the car that just spontaneously combusted if you backed
Pinto.
up? There's a Pinto,
Yeah,
right?
Pinto.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, well, thank God that wasn't DeLorean. I did see a really cool video though of I guess an electric car going through like, you know how like the streets get super flooded and like there's just cars that are not moving in that because you
Mhm.
apparently it messes up your car.
Yeah, because you can't combust, right? Like
Yeah,
you
you
need that
can't
combustion in order to even like to do that. So if your engine is like underwater, obviously you can't make those explosions to fucking fuel your car.
Yeah, so I saw the video. The video was like an electric car just blazing through that, and I was
Yeah.
like, well, there you go. This is
Yeah.
the answer. If you're in a shitty environment, then
if you're ever in a flood, have an electric car. Apparently,
Right. The only downside I think to electric cars, obviously, you need a charger. Range is a big thing. I was just watching a video on this. Surprisingly, someone bought a Rivian. I think it's called a like it's like
Yeah,
a,
the SUV.
pickup truck.
or the pickup truck one. Yeah, the pickup truck.
This guy bought a Rivian, and he almost got scammed from like a dealership. So he went to the dealership to go fucking talk shit, which I think is like the most ballers thing you could do. But he was also like kind of detailing how much it sucks when you have an electric car to go long distances, because sometimes you will go to some places and you will not be able to do it, and then sometimes it's free, and then sometimes it's $100 to fuel your car.
Yeah. My brother has a SUV that's like completely electric, and when he went to go see his in-laws, I think his in-laws were like 12 hours away, and it could do the
Mhm.
trip. I think he had to like charge it about like 3/4 way through, or like halfway through or so. But like
Yeah.
as long as you plan your trip, you should be
Yeah,
fine.
I don't know how other cars work. I imagine Tesla probably has this too, but the Rivian that he had, he just plugged in the destination and it gave him like routes. It made a route with all the chargers in the
Yeah.
in the route, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I imagine all of them should have that feature, but I don't know. I heard the Porsche Taycan's fucking dog shit when it comes to UI.
Yeah, that's
Um,
they need to be planned out. You need to plan out your trips, especially if you're gonna go for long trips like that. I feel like having that is big. Like when we travel from like Vancouver, where I am, to like up north where I grew up to Prince George, there's a section of that drive where there's nothing. It's just canyon. So like you can't really like, I don't know if they'll ever have like, something there for that. So you have to plan your way, like have enough charge to get through that little area. But who
Mhm.
knows?
That's
Yeah.
you're gonna need the infrastructure for that to be there, because when I did the trip to Montana earlier this year, it was fucking terrifying going through those mountains and giant plains of just nothing. Just absolutely nothing. So like having the charging stations set to every certain intervals, because right now we know where cars are limited for that sort of travel. To imagine that hopefully in a couple of years hopefully we extend that. But
Yeah.
like unless
That's the current problem with it, is
Yeah.
that you have stations that are there first gen. You had the first gen stations there, but then they're in like hotels, and you can't use them unless you're like a stay at there. So then you got to like find a different one, and then like sometimes it's free, sometimes it isn't, sometimes it's a first gen, sometimes it doesn't even have the socket for your stuff.
yeah.
So it's like it sucks. But now there's a standard. So they made the Tesla plug. The plug for the Tesla is the
Yeah,
standard.
USB Type C.
So now-
Can't believe it. That's the thing.
So
I mean, yeah.
Hopefully, now that there's a standard, you have more and more of them coming out. But we'll see. We'll see in the distant future. We're not the first adopters for this, at least
No.
here. And I don't think any of us drive? Question mark.
I could drive. I don't have a car.
Yeah, I don't drive either. It just doesn't make sense in Chicago to drive. We have good public transit, and then Uber's like not that expensive.
Unless you're in the suburbs like this idiot, and you gotta have to do it. So eventually, I'm gonna have to learn. But yeah, I don't know. What cars really need are those like pillars in Death Stranding that just like stand up and just shoot electricity into your vehicle, and then charge up the battery, and then you're on your way. That's exactly how that should go.
They have batteries that are promising that kind of charge in the works. We'll see in the next 20 years when they come out, but there's definitely like instant charge batteries being made and stuff like that.
And I always thought like shouldn't like electric cars have some sort of like solar paneling too, to like when they're driving they're catching some bit of power. I guess maybe I underestimate that ability. Or that
speed of actually getting it, and then if you're moving in a car with it, I imagine it doesn't absorb sun as well when you're moving as opposed to something that's stationary.
Plus, at that point, you have to convert it into energy or like into power, so that might be a little bit too much.
The car might be a little bulky.
Yeah,
at that point.
Riveting conversation, right, Fee?
The most riveting. I'm so thrilled by this conversation.
What, you're not interested in our Tesla podcast that we're starting right now?
Tesla podcast.
I mean, sure.
Don't buy a Tesla, by the way. If you're
Have you guys seen the Tesla truck, guys? That looks sick.
We're called the Tesla boys.
Cybertruck. I'll be real though. The Cybertruck does look fucking sick though. I'm not gonna lie. I like the way that shit looks.
Straight up, dude.
That shit looks fucking sick. I would rock the shit out of that.
Yeah, 100%.
Right?
I'd absolutely buy that.
I'd buy the shit out of that.
That shit looks dumb as F.
I like it. I think the concept of the car is really cool. Like a bulletproof fucking old steel car. It's literally a DeLorean, but like electric, but in a truck form.
No, I will never forget when they're just like, "This is indestructible glass."
And then he breaks it.
And then he just takes it and breaks it. And it's just like, well, guess it was a little more
more destructible than we thought.
Yeah, I don't know. Electric vehicles seem.
The Rivian looks cooler though. Have you ever seen the Rivian, Fee? Oh, the Rivian looks so fucking nice. If it wasn't like kind of a piece of shit.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I do not follow cars very much. Okay. I think cars are cool. It's not in my wheelhouse, I guess.
Technically, you follow cars every day.
Cars
and
3.
Harv's canceled number 2. We're just doing a counter. We should have a little counter how many times Harv has been canceled on this podcast today. And it's
I'm always gonna go for the high score. You know that.
But
I know.
But speaking of things that fucking suck, let's talk about Suicide Squad.
Do we want to talk about? Okay, so we have 2 things on the agenda today. We have Suicide Squad and we have the state of play. You want to do the Suicide Squad stuff first?
Yeah, let's end off on a better note.
Okay.
Let's end off on a good note.
That's fair. I mean, ultimately, Suicide Squad is out. Me and Frank have not played it. We have opinions though, because we've seen a lot about it.
Yeah, no. What's the verbiage? You don't have to drink the water to know that's poisoned.
No, that's porn. I know what porn looks like because I know when I see it. Is that it? Is that it?
No.
How does that sound anything like what I just said?
It's basically the same thing. We both recognize what bullshit is.
That's what it is. When I know what it's bullshit when I see it.
Yeah. Look, I think at this point we played enough video games as as people to know when something comes out, it's not gonna launch well, and 2, it's just not a game that it's worth the cost that they're asking for admission. And Suicide Squad's definitely that game where it's just like we knew from the very beginning when it was announced that this is going to be very weird, and as news and info and delays have happened since that game came out, it's become even more apparent that something is a little amiss on it, and we're just not gonna buy it.
Yeah, it just Frank's and we have extended history with Rocksteady's video games, specifically, obviously, the Arkham series.
Nope.
And this being continuation of that, we are just feeling just strong points that like this was just made in a total bubble that was outside the norm of reality or paying attention to actual trends. And I'll give it this: game making's fucking hard.
Oh, it is.
But man, oh man, did the industry like a couple years ago really put their bets on very specific genre type of gaming. And we're already seeing all the badness that comes from that with all of different type of live services games kind of falling apart. Even games with like longevity that's been going on for 10 years now, they're also falling, through the wayside with Destiny 2 and stuff like that. So like,
yeah, Destiny 2 is crazy, right? Like that's a game that like people obviously didn't like and people do like, right? And then the fan base who does like it is very vocal about liking it. But even then, I think the last, like I would say, year and a half, right, with everything that's happened with Bungie, even the people who like super cope themselves into loving that game are just like, yeah, dude, this is bullshit. This is getting too much. The money gouging is getting too hard. Going too hard, I mean.
Yeah. So Frank, like in terms of this game, what are some of the aspects that you're like that's extremely pulling you away from not wanting to try this?
It honestly, the biggest thing for me is the Arkham stuff, right? That this is in the same universe of the Arkham games. We talked about this earlier, and I feel like those games were really, really, really well done. Like to the point where like I'm looking at like the statues and stuff like that I bought. Like I spend more money on those games when they come out than like any other game, right? Because those the collector's editions for those games are like $200, almost $300, right? And I've bought all of those collector's editions because those games are amazing. It's so weird, right? Like I've already said it on my Twitter and stuff like that when we talk about this game. It's an obvious, this is WB, right? Like the WB's already said that they wanted to go games as a service. Everything from here on out is going to be games as a service. You know what I mean? And this is just fallout from that, right? And it just kind of sucks that they roped what I thought was a very good ending to a 4-game series, and then just said, "Hey, rug pull. We're gonna undo that ending." Shoehorn that character back into the universe in a very weird way, and then now all the characters that you guys wanted from that universe, we're just gonna kill them off. We know you guys wanted a Superman game. Nah, don't worry about it. We're killing them off. You guys wanted a Batman Beyond game. Nah, don't worry about it. We're killing them off. Green Lantern, like, hey, dude, it's what's his name?
John Stewart.
It's John Stewart. John Stewart, Green Lantern. Everybody likes John Stewart. We're killing him. It's just like, it's so weird, right? Like, why? Like, why would you do that? And it's like, oh, okay, most of the people who are like, who made those games are gone. So, they don't fucking, I think they care, but I don't think they care as much as the people who probably made those games. And it's just weird. It's just so fucking weird. It's so weird how much they shoehorned games as a service into a story that was basically said and done, but we're just going to bring most of these characters back because we want you to buy more. You know what I mean? It's not, we want you to play more. We want you to buy more.
Yeah. My perspective on it is a little different from yours. Like, I do think that people obviously care about this game. I'm seeing it mostly on Twitter, like people that worked on it, like actually like, oh my God, my game is out. I'm very happy about this. So yeah, they definitely cared. I just don't know if like, how can I describe it? There's a disconnect of the legacy, but I do think, again, I'm not blaming the people making the game. Apparently this game's good or okay gameplay wise, but it just doesn't, it's not a game that I want to be in, That's the best way I can describe it. And I feel like a lot of that decision was made from WB and not necessarily Rocksteady themselves. And they, once they had to accept the reality of like, this is the kind of game that we're making, then yeah, of course, this is something that they put all their in. So I don't know. I want to hear either Fee or Harv's perspective. Or like Fee, as someone who like doesn't play first person shooter games mostly, but can probably get into a third person. Well, no, hold on, I'm getting there. Would probably get into a third person action game like similar like this. I mean, despite having the baggage of the DC stuff like this, has this game appealed to you at all?
See, the issue is what I like when I first heard that there was I love the Suicide Squad. as a specific group, I think it's a really fun concept. And we've seen some really great things come out of it. Like we've seen Peacemaker come out, which honestly is still one of my favorite superhero television show. Like I guess anti-superhero television shows. And I was hopeful that the Suicide Squad would kind of follow suit because I have a feel like I feel like over the next few years we're gonna see a lot of like anti-hero stuff. So being able to see like these like I enjoyed the movies, I've read some of the comics, and being able to have this game come out, I was hopeful. I wasn't gonna buy it first day. Because I've honestly haven't played a DC game before, but I'm like, maybe this is going to be my DC game. Maybe it's going to be the one I'm interested in. We have Harley Quinn, we have all these other characters, and I'm like, maybe it's going to be something I'd want to jump into. And then it just turned into this like, it started to backpedal. When we started to see more trailers, I'm just like, I feel like what they're doing here is they're trying to do more shock and awe, especially with the very first, like, I guess, quest that you do is you go kill the Justice League or something. I by all means I haven't been following it too much.
Yeah.
But it just seems like it's the shock and awe. It's just like, oh, we're gonna start it off by doing this. It's like, okay. I also understand the appeal from the original, like the Batman games was like I wanted to see more dark twisted, not like just over the top, just like crazy. It's just like I want to see like the dark and twisted, and that's not what I was seeing. So it's just it just lost all appeal to me. I think we saw a trailer for it last year, and they're on the roof and they're all like combining together, and I'm like, I don't know, there's something here that's not clicking or resonating with me. And then we've been seeing kind of like the fallout, and I, like you said, game creation is incredibly hard. But I also think at the same time, it's just, you also need to take a hint, I guess. It's just doing things like making it an online game and then adding, like making people pay for it, and then also the fallout that they've been having with the early access stuff, which has been super garbo. But yeah, it's just, I think especially over the past few years, since we've been playing so many games and we've been seeing like these really like high-end games come out, and no, I'm not trying to compare everything to Baldur's Gate, but I feel like storytelling wise, there's a great opportunity here and it missed the mark.
Yeah.
And so am I going to go out and pay for it? No, I'm not going to go out and pay for it. If I'm going to be in my, like, at least for this year, my thought process is it something that grabs my attention right away? And is it going to be something I'm going to enjoy? And it didn't hit either one of those for me. I know it's relatively broad, and I'm not going to say that I'm like the expert of what's going on. But also, I feel bad for the people who created the game, like the actual like artists and the people who spent hours and probably worked a insane amount of overtime. But at the same time, it's just like people have been saying, you know what you're making, and you also have been hearing kind of like the feedback gamers have been giving over the past few years. We're not looking for what they're providing. And unfortunately, when you start adding too many cooks in the kitchen and you have things like WB come in, they're like, we have this great idea. And it's just like, is it a great idea? It might work well on maybe like a television show, because like I talked about earlier, like we had kind of a hint at that with Peacemaker, especially near the end of the year, like season 1. Because they do a nod to it. I'm not going to explain what happens. But Peacemaker specifically calls the Justice League just a bunch of like hoity-toity bullshit. And I'm like, I love that. But here it's just like...
yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Fee.
Oh, no. I was just going to say that like, I wish I was excited for it. Mind you, my caliber of playing superhero video games has begun and ended with playing Midnight Sun last year, because it was a turn-based game and that's just something up my alley. If I'm going to play a shooter, it's not going to be this one, is the long answer to your question, Mario. I apologize. But yeah, I've been kind of staying out of the whole circle of like what's been going on.
Good,
and
honestly. It's like the weirdest slop on the internet I think I've seen all week. Because you have so many different like weird cut sides that everybody's on this game. Like some people are on the side of just like straight consumer, right?
Yeah.
Where it's just like, hey, look, I'm the consumer. I'm not gonna spend $70 on a game as a service game that I can't even play offline. Right? Like I can't even turn on this game and then it just like halfway through the game it'll just die because the servers keep going down, right? And then you got another side who's just like, well, the consumer shit doesn't matter, right? It has to be all on the reviewers. They should have set reviewer codes. Nobody cares about the consumers. People have actually said this. I'm not just saying this, right? I've actually read people being like, the consumers viewpoint doesn't matter. It has to be sent out to the reviewers so the reviewers can give us a viewpoint. And then you have reviewers obviously getting fucking pissed because they're like, well, we have a job to do and WB's not letting us do that. Because I don't think it's Rocksteady. I think it's WB playing damage control. It's the weirdest thing ever, right? Like, it's almost as if they knew the game was going to be bad and then it's just like, hey, let's do damage control at the very last minute. Right, because I think they announced that almost like 2 days before the early access started.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have early access people who are spending $100 who are like, oh, this game's amazing. And everybody else around them's like, what do you mean? How are you even playing this game? Because it keeps going down in the servers.
Yeah,
it's
like oh, continue, Frank.
And then one more subsection. WB, you're not slick. We all know that you're fucking making accounts and shit because it's literally the same fucking posts of Captain Boomerang and shit like that, doing the old forum fucking thing from the early 2000s where we just make fake accounts and be like, wow, this game amazing, everybody else hate her.
I mean, I've heard relatively positive things from people who played it in the early access, but at the same time, I feel as though a lot of what could be happening at the moment, and I'm not saying that the game plays well because of this, but I'm saying that some people might be a little bit easier on it because it is DC. So like we've seen this before where people like if it's either like Marvel or if it's like a big IP, people are more lenient when it comes to bigger IPs. If it was a new like if we had just removed that it's a Suicide Squad and it's just a bunch of like people that were like detained and then sent out and then they're just killing a bunch of people, like is it going to be a good game? Like if we
just
remove
be Sunset Overdrive at that point.
Well, I think what really broke it personally is its connection to the Rocksteady Arkhamverse. If it had absolutely no connection, I would actually probably be playing this game right now.
If you remember too, Mario, when they announced this game, that's one of the first things they told us about it.
Yes.
They did before we even got the Suicide Squad stuff. They were like, this next game is going to take place in the Arkhamverse. So when we saw Suicide Squad, we were like, fuck. And then we saw the gameplay, we were like, how does this take place in the Arkhamverse? And then obviously that came later.
Yeah. Well, then we got the subtitle, which was Kill the Justice League. And I'm like, well, why are we killing the Justice League in the Arkhamverse? Why are you doing that? And they just kept giving the same trend of like, I mean, like, you know, Injustice is obviously a popular thing. You have obviously the DCEU, which is falling the fucking apart. And then now you have this.
And the DCEU also falling apart too. Keep that in mind.
That's what, yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, why are we still doing this? Like, why are we not treating heroes like fucking heroes? And even if you have a game about bad guys, at the very least, why is it not just a new thing? Like, why is it stylistically just not a new thing? Why is it just because Rocksteady? I get Rocksteady has done DC, but it could have just been in the world of DC like you did your last fucking game.
Yeah, it could have been Elseworld.
It's the
the other game.
Yeah,
I think it might be leaning towards what I was referring to earlier is just like anti-heroes are such a huge thing right now. And so they're just like, oh man, do you know what really is doing well on like Amazon, on Netflix, on like every platform is like the anti-hero and then killing the hero. Because we've seen that with like The Boys. We've seen that's been doing phenomenally well. We saw once again Peacemaker, of course. And then we have just oh my god, Invincible. That's the name of it. Yes. Yeah. So we see like a lot of anti-heroes and we're getting those types of stories. And once again, I think it's more on the shock and awe factor. It's just like, what do people know more than they know about the Suicide Squad? They know about the Justice League. So just trying to grab onto that. Like, I agree. I feel like if this had been something else, like if this was like, there's hundreds of fucking heroes in DC. Pick someone else. Like there's so many cool stories.
it's definitely somewhat reactionary too, because 5 years ago we had a Suicide Squad movie, we have Guardians of the Galaxy, we have all those kind of like things that can kind of inspire this, because this obviously is like, hey, this is Suicide Squad with Guardians of the Galaxy writing, right? Like it's oh, look how quirky and funny I am.
It's James Gunn, right? James
yeah,
Gunn
it's
did last one. They did both.
exactly right. Like it's definitely reaction. You're right on that. That it's definitely reactionary to that. I don't know. It just doesn't sit right. It's like if you, the way I look at it is it's like if you just, instead of Spider-Man 3, right? We get a games as a service Sinister Six game, and the whole time you're just killing the Avengers.
You mean like Venom and Morbius and Madam Web?
Or movie wise, yeah. It's just like, why would you do that? Like, why would, like, for when you haven't even introduced these characters yet, we're just gonna already kill them. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know. It's rough all around. Harv, I know that you stepped away. What is your perspective? I know that you had kind of a slightly different one when we talked offline. Just want to hear your thoughts on the gameplay of this game, the story. Does that matter to you, and what else you think?
Yeah, so for me, I played this game during the alpha. I thought the game was serviceable when it comes to the gameplay. Like, it was fine.
A games as a service game serviceable.
Yeah, yeah. I thought the story and voice acting for what I played was awesome. I thought that was probably where a lot of the production went, and like their lore and world building and stuff like that. Especially when you get to like the League of, what's the place called?
League of
the Justice
Hall of Justice.
The Hall of Justice. That's what it's called. Yeah, that was really, really cool. Yeah, it's a little like, it gives me Avengers vibes for sure. Where you're just killing it, like just random people kind of type thing. I'm not invested in the Arkham universe, so for me, I was just kind of like, oh, this just seems like a cool story, and this, we're just gonna wreak havoc, we're kill the Justice League, and it's very interesting to see like the Justice League in this way. Yeah, I don't hate it. It's a game that I was like, yeah, it was fun to play. It was fun to experience for what I did. I wouldn't pay $100. Well, let's just get away from the $100 because that's the early access stuff. I'm talking about like $70. I probably wouldn't pay that for sure. Probably like it'd be a nice $30-$40 experience. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. It's a weird thing because like WB tried this with Gotham Knights. And nobody liked that either. And then now they have this where nobody likes it. So like, I don't know.
That's weird, isn't it? Now you think about it, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, like, hey, Gotham Knights, let's just kill off Batman.
So it's not. I'm not talking about the story. I'm not nothing to do with the story. I'm talking about nobody wanted to play that game either. So like,
well, yeah,
because
mean, why, though?
That was a single player game. Well, somewhat a single player game. Was a game of the service with drop in multiplayer.
Which were the updates for that, by the way? Is there even updates for that game in the last?
They might have had
years?
a few.
Well,
yeah,
it's not.
Have had a few, maybe.
I mean, it's not a live service game, right? It's just a single player game.
Is it though?
Yeah,
because like I thought the whole point of it was that you're supposed to level up your characters. And
it was so they had
putting RPG elements in the game.
Yeah, they had RPG elements. They it was supposed to. I think they had a skin for live service in that, but they took the live service out, and so it was just a single player game.
Yeah.
Or you could have one other person with you because it's because it maxes two players.
They were just putting co-op in the
That's
universe.
all. Yeah,
I think I remember. I actually remember when people started kind of dropping off on that game because people were hype as shit about it because it was like Court of Owls. You know what I mean? They killed off Batman, but let's be real here. We all know he's gonna come back by the end of the game.
And guess what?
If we're doing the Court of Owls story, right? Like if we're doing that story, but then what killed it was when gameplay started being shown and it looked a little bit worse than the last game, and then people were noticing that there was stuff in it that just didn't really work in the universe, like fucking Robin is teleporting all over the map and shit. Like it was weird. Like Jason Todd had magic. It was like, what is going on here? I think
honestly it's got to the point where I think the Arkham games, it's been like what, 10 years since Arkham Knight, right? 9 years. When Gotham Knights came out, when did Arkham
Gotham Knights
Origins? Yeah, the Gotham Knights. When did Gotham Or sorry, Gotham Knights come out. When did Arkham? What was the Arkham game they made
Arkham Origins, I think, was 3 years before Night,
for Night?
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think
'Cause-
a lot of people just want another Arkham game, and I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
they're like they're just not going to do that anymore.
Nobody's gonna be able to hit that high again.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever.
So
gonna
I
hit those
think
highs.
people trying to like try to get that high again. It's like, well, this is what you're gonna get now, and I think them going to a live service thing, it makes sense for the time because a lot of people want live service games, and they can start making other games while they can get money from a live service game.
Yeah,
Right?
They want that
Obviously,
forever
this
money.
one's probably not going to work out. It's probably going to go Avengers in like 6 to 8 months, most likely.
All
But
DLC's free.
yeah.
Hey,
Well, the
man.
DLC is already announced to be free, so
tell
all
you-
that stuff's going to be
Okay.
free.
I'll tell you what. Avengers, I had a great time with it. Avengers is actually probably a good one of these that no one played, and that sucks because I actually got decent story stuff out of that. That was pretty cool. And if even Suicide Squad's half of that, then I'll be like, all right, cool, you fucking succeeded on turning me over, but I just don't see it.
Yeah, I just don't have affinity with these characters, so I was like, oh man, I'm in for the story. I like the story. This is cool. Like Batman turning bad, Superman turning bad. That's a cool concept to me. I think that's a great concept.
See, that's a thing too, right? Like, as like someone who reads comic books and stuff like that, like this is just another fucking Tuesday, right? Because
Yeah.
we've already seen this same fucking story like 30 fucking times too. Now that I think about it.
But you
How
also,
many
but you
times
have
has
to.
Brainiac fucking taken over the Justice League.
I've
How
never
many
seen.
times?
But the thing
They
is,
did it-
I've
they
never
did
seen it.
Injustice.
I've never seen it.
Injustice 2. They did the same story.
Remember when that starfish got on people's faces?
Fucking Starro.
I think it's just I honestly do think it's a lot of people that read like a lot of comics that are really really mad at it, but just the layman person that just doesn't know these stories, I'm like, oh, it's a cool story.
The story's a little lazy. The reasoning for the story is a little lazy. It's been done so many fucking times, dude. Like Brainiac has literally destroyed the world. Like he's that version of Thanos, right? Like he's that guy. He's like, oh yeah, I've killed this universe like a bajillion times. So this just happens. This is the thing when I was telling Mario earlier and before we started recording is that like DC has these reset buttons that they love to use every single time. Oh, we want to kill off the universe? Let's kill off everybody, but hold on, the Flash usually fixes this in a Flashpoint thing, and then we're back to normal. Oh, we want to kill off the universe? Throw Brainiac in there right now. Oh, we want to kill the universe? Throw like Doomsday in there or something like that. You know, they have all these characters that are just like only show up when they want to reset the universe, right? So seeing Brainiac again is just like, oh, okay, we're doing this fucking story again. Great, love it. And then the people who are saving the world from Brainiac of all people are the Suicide Squad. It's like, oh, look, how much plot armor do you have to give them? Spoiler, a lot. A lot. You have to give them a lot of plot armor in this game. From what I've seen. So it's just so dumb.
Yeah, I guess my take is I'm not as negative as everybody else. I'm just kind of middle of the road for this. So I think it's gonna sell well. It's gonna probably review decently. But,
oh yeah, it's gonna get over 70s, I think.
And yeah, it'll sell well. I don't think there's gonna be a long tail for this game though. I don't see them.
No.
I see them going to the Avenger style for it. But.
When do you think this game will die in about 6 months?
It's all
Di-
dependent on the DLC and the drops.
It all
because
depends on
that's
what
what
you
killed
mean by
Avengers.
die, right? People say
Well,
like it's
Avengers
already
died
dead.
out, like
People already
Well,
say
that's
it's
what I'm
already
saying.
dead, right?
That's what I'm
So
saying
like,
though. With Avengers, the reason why Avengers died as hard as it did is because it took months, and I mean literal half of years to get secondary, characters.
but the
that were
other
worth the damn.
thing
then
is that Avengers was broken when it came out.
No,
Like-
it was broken when it came out. Don't get me wrong; it wasn't perfect, but at the very least, the follow up of why you want to keep playing that game did not come for very long periods of time.
True.
They're actually what I respect is that next month that's when Joker drops.
Yeah.
What is the time frame for the next thing?
But that's where I see the difference is that Avengers had to have. I think their first patch had like 1,300 points of fixed. Like that's how many. Like their
Granted, this game is not having that.
yeah,
issue,
this game is
seemingly,
not
which
having
is-
that issue.
Hey, shout out to y'all for having that that sense of quality to launch this in a decent state, which they've delayed this numerous times.
Yeah.
So they definitely had it there. Now their biggest fear is will the
Content,
content matter, and what is the longevity of? Hey, we're bringing on characters and supposedly some story elements, which would be great. Is that also missions? Like, what is this? I don't want to spoil what happens at the end of this game. There are obviously reasons why we're getting DLC stuff in the future. I hope that whatever they end it with the first several hours of this game makes it matter for why you're doing it to the future. And then, hey, maybe I'll say, you know what? This is a weird way to go about the story. Maybe you turn around on me if they ever get that.
Yeah.
Do I have a studio that I would believe that I could do it? Rocksteady is that. But as Frank has pointed out, these are not the same people. And so I'm leaving it up to them to get me there.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? It's just like I hate to keep saying this because I feel like a fucking broken record. But when people like complain about these newer games coming out from studios with like giant pedigrees, you have to understand people move on. People move on from the company. The people either, and then obviously what's going on in the industry right now with all these fucking layoffs and stuff like that. You know, people are coming and going out of these companies, and a lot of the people who made your favorite games are not at the same studios anymore. So if that same studio makes a game that you don't like, don't just automatically assume that like, oh wow, the people have fallen off. No, it's just different people, different strokes. You know what I mean?
I saw the end game for this game for like the missions and stuff. They look decent.
I've already seen it. Yeah, I've already watched the ending to this game.
No, I mean the end game stuff after the story.
The ending.
Yeah, no, I just mean the end game like missions and shit like that you do. They seem to be pretty decent. I don't know. I
hope so.
I think this game like it'll be still going in 6 months for sure. I think it's just depends on your definition of dead at this point. Everybody has a different definition of dead.
Yeah, I mean Avengers was dead for a while and still kept going.
I'll give it 2 years.
Yeah,
I'll give it 2 years, and if it goes past that, then I will be forever shocked.
Yeah, the other thing that Avengers did something dumb was that they put Spider-Man behind PS4 PlayStation only. Like, come on, guys. We know about exclusivity now. Consumers fucking hate that shit.
Yeah. And honestly, too, Avengers also didn't start very well because I think the first gameplay trailer, everybody was just like, this game looks like poo.
Yeah,
like model wise. You remember the weird Captain America model they had?
I remember people were just like, weird out that they just look like Wish versions of the MCU.
Yeah,
and I can understand that criticism, but playing the game,
but playing the game, it was different though. Yeah, I played through a lot of the story, and I thought the story was great.
Yeah, the story is great.
Yeah. On top of that, there was something else that happened today.
Yeah.
There was the state of play for January 2024. All right, I have the list. We're gonna go game by game, okay? And then we're gonna talk about them, and then we're gonna do it that way.
Sounds good.
So this is for January 31st, 2024. There's another one happening on February 6th with that is all on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which I'm very, very excited about. I cannot wait for that one because that is my most anticipated game right now. I'm so excited. All right, the first game on the list for State of Play was Helldivers 2.
You gotta play it. Looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will try to play this on PC. I'll probably get this on PC, and I'll jump into it at that point. It's like a $40 purchase price, which is pretty good.
Is this question? I didn't check if this is true. Is it a cross-buy? Because I know they used to do. They did it for the original.
Oh, you're talking about that? Yeah.
I don't think so.
That sucks.
It is cross-play though.
It is cross-play, which is awesome because I probably will be playing this on my PS5. But yeah, I was a huge fan of the original when it came to Vita and to PS4, and so to see this now with a different perspective, it kind of reminds me more of Starship Troopers. Yeah, I'm into it. I think you said you played it, right?
I did. I played with a number of people from the Kind of Funny community when it first came out. It was a game that I wouldn't usually pick up, but some people were like, "Hey, we're playing this game," and of course, I love hopping on the bandwagon sometimes. So I picked up the game and I really enjoyed it. It's definitely not something I am good at. I usually rage out. And then people are like, "Where is Fee?" And I'm like, "I'm dead. Can you come res me? Because I'm like dead in the pile of creatures are attacking me." And they're like, "What did you do?" And I'm like, "I saw something shiny like over that way. So I decided to go off by myself." And they're like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, it happens.
You went to go make popcorn.
I did. Always popcorn. So yeah, it was. I'm really excited for it. I know off and on. I've been thinking about getting it because it's what I like the first game. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I keep forgetting that it's coming out. Is it just me? Am I just okay?
The advertising could be a little bit better.
I just feel like I keep forgetting that it's coming out. Like every so often, I'm just like, oh shit, this game.
Not gonna lie, I've already forgot what date it's coming out. When is it coming out?
Exactly.
A second, a third, or something? Isn't it, or some shit like that?
I don't really.
It's gonna drop, and then we're gonna be like, oh, we're gonna play it this weekend. Watch,
I'm looking
it's gonna be
it
one
up
of those
right
things.
Yeah.
I kind of like that though with games though, like not like pinpointing the exact date and waiting for that exact date. Obviously, you're gonna have games who do that, but sometimes there's games that just drop, and you're like, oh, I wanted to play that. That's fucking cool. I'm glad it's out. Alan Wake 2 was that for me. I completely forgot Alan Wake 2 was coming out last year, and then it just came out, and I was like, hell yeah.
Nice.
I didn't have to feel like I was anticipating. You know what I mean?
Yeah, February 8th is the date, so that's what.
Nice. Well,
February
hopefully
2nd is Persona 3 Day, and I'm very happy.
Hopefully it gets over a 70. I mean, what? I don't have it on my list.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Oh, totally not. Yeah,
We should play that though. We should do something on Pip for that. I think that'd be really fun.
I'm down.
Because I'm gonna pick it up. I think that's something that'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm happy it's crossplay, with PS5 as well. So get on PC, and because it's turned into a third-person game now instead of the top-down twin stick. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right, so the next game we have is Stellar Blade. This game,
I'm still probably not gonna play this game. I don't think I will play this game.
This game, I think, sold me finally on what this game is, which kind of feels like a near-ish kind of. I don't know if I put it as a Souls game, but I did get some Devil May Cry vibes with it. I did get some Nier vibes with it. So like the story kind of looks bad, but I think somebody in the chat today was saying like the areas look very near, and that kind of tells me like it looks barren, but I think it's going to be rich with story for some reason.
I hope
Maybe.
so. We've been seeing this since the launch of the PS5, and it looks pretty. Ultimately, I know absolutely nothing about it as this is original IP, and yeah, I don't know. I'm a little risk adverse, especially when it comes to my dollar. So like, would I want to play this, or would I want to go back to playing Nier? Part of me is wanting to go back to playing Nier again.
We played Nier Replicant.
I have it. I just haven't loaded it up yet. So like, I have it physical, and so I just gotta pop it in.
All these Nier Automata fans, and you guys haven't played Nier Replicant.
Look, people keep telling me it's the best.
One that game's expensive usually.
Yeah, it's like it's on sale very seldomly, but it's the better Nier. Let's be honest.
We'll see. We'll judge it when we actually play it.
No, I'm talking about Replicant.
No, that's what I mean. Like I'll judge Replicant when we actually play it.
What did you think?
I don't look anything up on it though, so
yeah, don't just go into it blind. What did you think, Fee? That was Stellar Blade.
I thought it looked really cool. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Frank, the very first like 30 seconds, it's the most anime freaking video game like opening. They have the song playing, the girl like coming down, and then they have all the main characters slowly walking together as like the music's playing. I'm just like, this is anime as fuck.
It is anime as fuck.
It's anime.
It's really cool.
I'm super down. I don't know. I think we saw a trailer for it last year, and I thought it looked pretty cool at that time too, if I remember correctly. There's been quite a few games recently with like, yeah. No, I think like I'm excited for it. It's a game that I personally wouldn't usually go for, but the more I see it, the more I'm interested in trying it out. Me being naive, is this just specifically coming out on PlayStation, or is this also coming out on PC as well?
I think just PlayStation.
Let me take a while. Let me take a gander.
Oh, if the publisher is Sony Interactive, that is only PlayStation 5. Yeah. Well, guys, I'll be watching people play this game as I still do not have a PlayStation 5. So
if it's not on PC, I'm probably not gonna play it.
If you send me $700, I will grab you one and I'll mail it to you. Okay, I see a bunch of them in the wild these days.
He's just gonna
so
send
you
you
want me
fucking,
to?
he's gonna send you his busted ass one.
I mean, technically, she could buy it. There's probably a lot where she is.
This sounds like a hack.
not hard to
Like
get a
this sounds
PS5.
like it sounds like you're scamming me. You're just
Yeah.
like, if you give me $700, I will send you
I mean, I already
something.
made a $200
Actually,
profit.
let's be real here. In terms of just like shipping and everything like that, I think you would actually have to spend money to ship it to her, even with $700.
That's
See,
why
Mario-
the game's $5 and I'm shipping. It's gonna take $200 to ship it. To
Also,
you.
I think the
Well,
PS5
also-
is more expensive than $700 in. Maybe it is
It
$700
is.
in Canada.
It is. It is very expensive.
I extrapolated and I was correct.
Yeah.
No, if this game's not on PC, I'm probably gonna play it.
Yeah, the
Honestly,
Canadian price. Yeah, it's currently $579.96 for a standard
Buy one right now.
PlayStation.
About 600
buy
or
it now.
something.
Put it in your cart. Put it
Yeah.
in your cart. Buy it on
Okay,
Steam.
I've come up to the conclusion that if it's anything above $100, I have to overthink it for 6 months or I'm not
That's
doing
true.
it.
That is true.
Um,
Every add 6 months for every $100 added.
Exactly. So just ask me in like July.
That's
if I
probably,
have a
that's probably the
PlayStation
last. That's
locally.
probably the last time you should ask her if she has a PlayStation in July.
Yeah, that's probably the last time. Yeah. No, I'm very interested to see how it plays. I'll probably watch some people. Harv, do you know what? Here's the idea. You buy the game, you stream it, I will watch you and then be like, oh, this is pretty sick. So there you go.
Yeah, I'll probably end up
Playing.
playing this. I'll probably end up playing this
Nice.
for sure. Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah.
It looks
I'm
great.
sure if I found
Nice.
a code for
Bro, we do not need a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, shake it. You honestly don't need a PS5. If I'm being completely honest,
you do not need a PS5.
you don't need a
You do
PS5.
not need a PS5. My
Oh my
PS5 has
God.
literally been unplugged for like so long.
Actually-
the only
Actually, at the end of the month, you do need a PS5 because Final Fantasy VII
Yes.
Rebirth is coming out, and that's only coming on PlayStation. So fuck yes, you need a PS5.
I had to turn it on for Final Fantasy,
Yeah.
Dang.
which is actually now that I think about it, it's only 2 times I've turned it on in the last like year. Final Fantasy 16, and that's about it.
I done it
That's
for
So much fun.
Demon Souls and Bloodborne, but that's because I'm doing my own thing with those.
Spider-Man
wow.
2.
Yeah, I still haven't played Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2.
Oh yeah, that's right. Spider-Man 2 came out.
Spider-Man.
It was so forgettable. I completely forgot it even came
I
out.
forgot about that as well.
So the next game, a game that probably I'm not gonna play, but it's Sonic Cross Shadow Generations. Was
It's a
announced.
movie tie-in. It was a movie tie-in.
It's a remake of the Generations game with shadow stuff added to it.
Okay.
I have this on my Steam Deck. I have the original one, and I have it. It's been sitting there. I actually had never played this game, but I heard it's like one of the good Sonic games.
Yeah, that's what everybody in chat
So-
was saying too. There was like Generations is one of the good ones
Yeah,
that's been released in the last while.
so that's why
Yeah.
I have it on my deck because it's supposed to combine both like adventure gameplay with original traditional Sonic gameplay. I'm not necessarily interested that I'm going to buy this one, but it still gets me like, hey, I still got that game that I have that probably still looks pretty good because it was just a PS3 era game. But we'll see.
Yeah, we put Edgy the Hedgy in it.
Yeah, man, John Cena with a gun,
Yeah,
like whatever,
Cena-
dude.
That's a lot of game that I played. Mania.
Yeah, I haven't played a Sonic game in a long ass time. I think I played the original series, and I just like, okay, I'm kind of done because it was on the Xbox Live Arcade, just to kind of like date when the last time I played a fucking
God,
Sonic
I
game was.
remember playing Sonic on the Genesis.
Dude.
Oh, you.
Ooh, yeah.
God.
Genesis, Sega Dreamcast. I played Sonic Adventure, and then
You old bastards.
I am old. I remember Illbleed. Nobody does. And yeah, the last like major Sonic game that I tried was what was that last one? The one that came out for Switch. It wasn't Frontiers. It was the one before that. Whatever the fuck that was called. If you know what I'm talking about, chat, let me know. It was the one where Sonic dies and you have to play a different
Forces?
fucking Sonic character, and then he comes back to life. It might have been called Forces. I'm pretty sure it was something like
No.
that. But
I know they
Because
tried to
I
roll
think
it at
one
some
of them
point.
had to create a character where you can create your own
that's what I'm
Sonic.
talking about. Where Sonic like
No,
gets
Sonic
bullied.
Forces, I think it's called.
I think
Yeah,
it is
Sonic
If I remember
Forces.
correctly,
I
yeah.
had it on the Switch. It was cheap. It was like $1. I bought it, and it was not that great.
Yeah. It's like a post-apocalyptic Sonic game. I was like, what the fuck is this?
It's basically Sonic gets kidnapped and he's tortured like Guantanamo Bay style, and you play as a separate character that needs to go in and save Sonic. It's dumb.
Geezer alert.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Dude,
I feel like
I remember playing Virtua Fighter on the Saturn, man. That's how fucking
Dude.
old.
Dude, remember playing? I played was a Panzer Dragoon on the Saturn. That shit was awesome. Anyways, I'm gonna talk about old games now.
Yeah, well, let's talk about something new that's coming out soon
about
from
something new.
Hoyoverse. Zenless Zone Zero was also
This is all
there.
Fee, what is this? What is this game? I've never.
I just want to preface. This game looks great. I'm really excited to play this. I'm sick of seeing it. When is this fucking game coming out? I feel like we've seen this game for the last 3 years or 2 years now at this point.
Oh my god. Okay, says the guy who's like obsessed with Soulsborne's game, and he would like literally like was like breathless at the sound of like one particular title. Like, calm down, dude.
I'm excited for this game. I actually want to play this Hoyoverse game compared to all the other ones because this game actually looks a lot of fun. But I want to see. I was hoping to get a release date at least for this game, or at least window, anything.
No.
Oh,
you deserve nothing, gamer.
no.
You have to insert $10 into the machine in order to get the release date.
You gotta get a gotcha draw for it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Anyways, Fee, take it away.
Hi, everybody. So, Zenless Zone Zero is by the same company who do Genshin Online and also Honkai Star Rail, which I very much enjoy Honkai Star Rail, and I need to get back into it because I need to get the beautiful Kafka, which sad times, but that's a whole other story. That's not associated with this, and I don't want to talk about it because I'm really upset about the fact that I pulled another 5-star instead of Kafka. Anyway, so Zenless Zone Zero. Okay, it is a story, like it's a gacha story specifically set in an urban setting, whereas we see with Honkai Star Rail, it's based in space, and then we have Genshin, which is like school kind of fantasy game. So what you do is you have specific characters. There's a specific story plot. I personally don't know the story plot because I haven't really been following the storyline or what they've given us so far. But what you do is you build a team, usually of 4 characters, and you go out, and then there's storylines associated with each character. And so if you've ever played a gacha game before, or if you are unaware of what Genshin Impact, I probably would recommend going with Honkai Star Rail if you want something closer to this game, because it kind of has the vibe. There are some urban aspects to Honkai Star Rail. I'm personally excited. Right now, the release date is this year. There's no specific deadline or like specific date. I'm sorry. But yeah, we have been hearing about it quite frequently, which is kind of nuts. And I agree. But yeah, I'm happy to see that it's coming on to PlayStation 5 as well for people who will play it there. Yeah. What is everyone else's thoughts on it?
It looks like a game that I will not play. Yeah.
Wow, you guys suck.
I don't mean it in a bad way. It's just not my thing. It's just not my thing.
I can't. There's just. How can I describe this? I've got off of the Fortnite crack literally like half a year ago, I want to say. And I can't get involved in games like this where I'm going to play it. And I'm going to play it to a certain point where like I'm going to feel like the need to put in any money into anything. And that happened with Snap. Don't forget about Snap. I'm like a month break from that game where I decided I got to go cold turkey. I had to like stop trying to play that and buying every fucking battle pass. So
yeah.
like,
I think I spent money on it once, and I was just like, yeah, no, fuck that.
So it's just like this is another one of those goddamn games. Unless you put fucking Solid Snake inside Fortnite, that I had to play that. But other than that, like I have to stop playing these type of games. So it's just again another one of those where I'm like, I just can't add that to my repertoire.
Oh, well, I would recommend it if you're looking for a free specific game and you want to start from, like, I know that was something that really interested Lucas and I when we started playing Honkai Star Rail last year when Honkai came out, was like starting from the beginning, because I've always wanted to play Genshin Online, but Genshin Impact, sorry, my apologies, but I was so far behind that I'm like, I'm going to be missing out on so much other stuff and I have to catch up on so many different things. And then with Honkai, now I have fallen behind again, but it's always good to start these types of games at the very beginning. And in comparison to other games like this, they're usually pretty bug-free, if at all, like completely bug-free. And if there are any issues, they have really good support. And they also make sure to, like, they listen to their community, which is, I wish I could didn't have to say it's a rare situation, especially for becoming larger things like this, because everyone knows what Genshin Impact is. I know Honkai is not as popular, but I'm hoping I have hope with Zenless. Also, the name is a tongue twister, and every time I'm just like, is it Zone Zenless 0 0 Zenless Zone 0 Zenless, whatever it is. It's Zenless Zone 0. I think it looks fantastic. And the characters look badass. And I'm shocked that you guys don't want to try it. At least I would recommend trying it. Once it comes out,
I'm gonna try
trying it.
I'm gonna try it for sure. I played Genshin. I played Genshin. I liked it, but I got off of it because of the gacha stuff. I kind of sucks that this game has gacha, but the gameplay looks really, really fun. So I think I'm gonna try it anyways. Because like what Lucas also just said, it's like they don't really put the gacha stuff like. I mean, they probably do put it in front of you, but like you don't need to do it to actually enjoy the game. And Genshin was the same way too. I feel like you can still play the game and not do the gacha stuff. Obviously, a lot of stuff takes a little bit longer, but like it's still fun. Also, Fargo Brady, yes, Need for Speed Underground, please give me that. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, no, and like the same like with Honkai Star Rail, that it's not in the forefront. The same thing with Genshin is like it's very much in the back end side where there is like you can go and try to get these characters, and if you do play consistently, you can get like just like with any gacha game, of course. And so there's no specific pressure, but also a positive note, we did get a free character because Honkai Star Rail won best mobile game this year at the Game Awards. So they came out with essentially the male equivalent or like video game equivalent of what Book Talk girlies want, which was a dark haired protagonist that reads books in a bathtub and just has a very deep voice. So it's very good times. So I'm excited. And I'm not gonna keep talking about this. So yeah.
Looks great.
Great.
Yeah, new trade character. How you doing, Karth? All right, the next one is a PlayStation Plus game for this next month. Not, as the developers say, it's the Splatoon ripoff at all. This is a whole different kind of game. Foam Stars. It's coming out.
I didn't play Splatoon, but we're not gonna play this either.
Yeah. I'm not gonna play this either, so
Next.
I feel like Mario's about to say something here.
This is the one where I'm like, I would try it.
What the fuck? You would play this over?
Yeah,
I don't get that one either.
I played Splatoon. Like I played Splatoon, and like, from what I understand, from anyone I've heard talk about this game, that's actually fun. It is interesting that it is going to be the free game for PlayStation.
February 6th.
On February 6th. So if you have PlayStation, Plus or whatever the fuck that's called, you can give this a shot. And I don't have PlayStation Plus, and I don't know if it'll be worth the try it.
I don't know about that one.
But like, yeah, I don't know.
Free.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'll stay neutral on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not
play
totally
my console
against
enough
it.
to.
I'm not against it either. It just
Totally
doesn't
not
look. It
against
just
it.
doesn't look interesting to me. At the
Fair,
moment.
fair.
So, Splatoon was never interesting to me, so I guess that kind of
No.
puts both into that, right? So, sorry.
Maybe I said, you know what? It looks fun for the people who enjoy those types of games.
Exactly. If you enjoy those types of games, good for you. I don't.
I can't play them, but it's.
I guess I'm looking for my what was the name of that game with the fucking dodgeball?
Knockout City.
Dodge City.
I'm looking for my Knockout City.
Really?
Right now, Lucas is giving you the thumbs up. I can already see him in the other room giving you a thumb. Knockout City was fucking awesome, and I don't want to hear slander from that game. Okay.
I was gonna say it died pretty quickly, but
I mean, yeah. Well, yes, it did. It did, but it's still a good game.
Why would you say this?
It's still a good game.
Lucas is crying in the chat now.
We all kind of played it for a month and then just kind of forgot it existed.
Lucas didn't. He was like top ranked the entire time.
Lucas. So, on that note, Lucas is the only one I know who actually played that game past the initial month that it came out.
Knockout City is Lucas's.
Everybody else here is like.
Knockout City is Lucas's Roman Empire right now.
I played.
Lucas actually had rank on that game.
Yeah, he
He
did.
actually had tenure.
It did not have rank. No.
Sure did. All right, next game. the indie game nominated for Indie Game of the Year, Dave the Diver Cross Godzilla.
Give me that Godzilla DLC. Let's go.
I mean, this is
Well,
also an announcement that Dave the Diver is coming to PlayStation now, which I had no idea it was not even on PlayStation yet.
Nope.
I just figured it was, but was it only on Xbox and PC?
Pretty sure that was the case there, and Switch. It was on the Switch as well.
Switch,
Is that the game people were complaining about not being indie?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. I love this game. I'm excited for this DLC. I don't know what it encompassed. It looked like gameplay at once part of it. Like you kind of see Godzilla move for a second, and I really hope that's all it is. That you just control Godzilla going through the water. But yeah, it looks really cool, and the fact that I already own that game on PC just means I'm excited to play that on my PC or on my Steam Deck, really, because that's where I'll be playing it.
Yeah, never played Dave the Diver, but looks
It's a weird game, man. Best way to describe that.
I'm guessing anybody else with anything with Dave the Diver?
No, probably not gonna play it unless it's free, unless I get through Humble Bundle.
I need to play Dave the Diver.
I think you would really like Dave the Diver.
Mhm.
I think it's your kind of game.
Yeah, I would definitely play Dave the Diver if there wasn't another game that really stood out to me during this
The Dread.
state of play. No, we'll talk about it in a little bit. So yeah, I think that's definitely on my like I need to play for this.
Because I think the gameplay, I think
2024.
you would like the gameplay loop of like getting the fish and then coming back to your sushi place and then doing like the whole plate up thing for like that kind of type thing.
Yeah, I love fishing game. Like I keep on telling everyone that we should play pro bass fishing just randomly for the podcast one time.
I'm down.
I think it'd be very funny.
We should have a
Guys,
fishing tournament.
I'm also trying to convince everybody at the Point of Progress podcast. We need to do a sports thing. Okay, we need to do Tiger Woods.
Golf.
We'll do some golf. We'll do some pro bass fishing. We'll do it all. We can have like a mini tournament inside Point of Progress.
Technically, we can all do that in Grand Theft Auto 5 because there's golfing in it.
That is true. No, the only way I'm gonna do this is if one, I have a lot of beer because apparently everyone just drinks the entire time you go golfing. So we have to do that the entire time.
That is true. You do.
And then we also have to dress up. You have to like put on
polo shirts. Oh yeah, 100%. I'll get the visor. I'll get like the thing up.
Fantastic. I'm gonna have to. I'll get visors. We'll dress up.
Sunscreen on the
Mario.
nose.
Mario's excited. We can see it in his eyes. He's so excited for this idea.
I would love if we did this, but I want it to be like the strangest games. Like I would want it to be like, all right, everyone's got to play a round of fucking Crazy Taxi, and then you got to do a Sega Dreamcast fucking bass fishing. And then
we're having a serious golfing tournament, and then every time anyone does anything, we'll just we'll do a golf clap.
I'll do the patent Tiger Woods. It goes like this, like one of those.
I thought you were gonna do the patent Tiger Woods and beat your wife.
Oh God, no, he didn't.
He didn't do that.
The wife beat him.
He fought his wife. Oh, his wife hit him.
His wife hit his car with a golf club, dude.
Dude,
and plus he
to OJ with that.
Yeah, and plus he crashed his car as well.
Oh man. Oh, Tiger Woods.
Jesus Christ.
She cheated on him and then she chased him with a bat. He cheated on her.
Everybody.
That's what it was.
Goodbye.
Yes.
Yeah, he cheated on her.
And then she chased him with the
Such a long
baseball.
time
Yeah, with a bat.
since that shit happened too.
Yeah. All right. The next thing on the list. Am I the only one that played this game, V Rising?
No, I've never played it, but it actually looked kind of cool.
V Rising.
So this is a survival RPG game. Where
cool.
It's very, very, very cool. This is a game I recommend if you like survival games, if you like RPGs, action games. Very, very fucking good.
This one out.
Yes.
I might actually check this one out because it seems like right up my alley.
Top down like Hades like.
Yes, it's top down Hades like. It's a base. Yeah, it's base building. You're a vampire, so you have to like stay in like the shadows. And there's like dungeons and all this kind of stuff. It's really, really, really cool.
Yeah.
I'm into it. I'm into the idea.
It was early access.
Elements and stuff.
Yeah, it's yeah, like 2 years ago. That's what I played it too. It was like 2 years ago. It was early access on PC on Steam. So it looks like it's coming out full release now in 2024. So yeah.
I'll check it out when it comes out.
Cool. Okay. We have a couple of Silent Hill things now.
Oh, God.
This was an interesting time. And I'm very curious about it.
It was not okay. I didn't like any of this.
she's just very
Pick up your
scared. We have Silent Hill. Was it the short
The short
message? The
Yeah,
short message is the first thing.
Mhm.
It's out now. It's on PlayStation. I think it's
I
only on
haven't downloaded it.
PlayStation.
Free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
completely free.
It's first person.
You guys remember when Kojima did PT?
Yeah, this looks very, very PT-esque. Very
Just like, We're
PT-esque.
trying to replicate PT, guys. Here you go.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
It's free.
curious about it.
You want to
It's
fucking give
It's
it a whirl,
free.
right? At this point,
Yeah, it's
Um,
like why be cynical about something that I'm like, all right, fine, I'll check it out.
I thought
Lord,
I
it's
thought it
Konami.
was like a what was the Silent Hill thing that came out earlier this year?
Ascension or some shit.
That fucking
Where the
mobile
Multiplayer
thing. Yeah,
It's like a
th-
mobile multiplayer.
I thought
bullshit.
I
By
thought
the
that's
way.
what this was, but I guess it's just the full experience.
I'm about to try it out. I have it downloaded right now.
Okay.
After this podcast, I was gonna like
Play it
attempt to
right
try it
now.
out.
I play it right now.
Well,
Turn
it's
around.
right now.
Turn around.
Sure. All right.
Just
see you guys later.
Turn
Just
around.
boyfriend.
Why would he turn
Have you,
around?
have you played any of the Silent Hill games? I don't think we've ever had this conversation.
Like fully no. I played PS1 Silent Hill like a long time ago. I'm talking like for the primordial days. But like no, Silent Hill was never my thing. I actually
Yeah.
never seen it, especially the movie. I didn't watch it
movies
until, like,
are-
a couple years ago,
God, the movies.
and I was just like, it's
Sean
fine.
Bean
Like,
did.
I know nothing about this.
The movie's
series,
actually-
so-
The first movie's
Movies are
actually pretty
okay.
good.
Movies are okay.
I think the first
movies
movie's
are okay. I think the second one's kind of terrible.
Yeah, the
but-
first
Yeah,
one was
that's what
good.
it
I
is.
think the first one was good.
So
Oh.
I'm like, okay, like this is whatever.
Better than the Resident Evil movies in terms of
Oh.
like using the universe and actually
Yeah.
like giving a shit about those characters.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess. But either way, so like PT, obviously I had a huge interest. Even before I was into Kojima, I was actually interested in it, which is kind of cool. So like, yeah, I want to try this because it's A, free, and then B, like, is this going to be something that makes me interested in the universe? Like, what is this leading to? Like, why is this such a interesting free experience? So
Yeah, let that
know.
on the next. I guess the podcast's gonna be in 2 weeks next, but like, I'm curious on how it is.
Yeah, I might
You let
try
me
it
know.
out just to kind of see. If I can give Mario any homework for the
I'll
Silent Hill
never play these
series.
games ever again.
Oh my
But
god! You
look,
say that. You literally said the same thing about Metal Gear until like one of the kind of funny people played it, and you're like, I'm gonna play this game.
The problem with this is that this is definitely games I'm like, I don't like the look of them.
Well,
that's the thing,
on
though.
that
You
note,
would love Silent Hill 3.
Like grossy girl.
You would love Silent Hill 3. It's so David Lynch.
I guess.
On that
I
note-
I watched many videos, but yeah.
we have Silent Hill 2. We got to look at that
Yeah.
game, which
Yeah,
You
it
know what?
looks
You
like
should buy that
Silent
for me,
Hill
Frank. I'll
No.
be fine with that.
No,
Okay, there
I'm
we
not
go.
buying you that for you. You wouldn't like it.
Silent Hill
I'm
2.
telling you right now, you
Yeah,
wouldn't like Silent Hill 2.
this game looks very Silent Hill. That's all I can really say.
It's Silent Hill, right? Silent Hill 2. If you like Silent Hill 2, good for you. I fucking love Silent Hill 2. I think the story is really good. I don't think that people will resonate. New people coming into the Silent Hill mythos will resonate with it as much as people did when they first played Silent Hill 2. But we'll see when it comes out. Honestly, we'll have to see.
And it doesn't look like the glow up that Resident Evil got, but I think that's
Mm-mm.
because the RE engine is just that good.
It's really
And
fucking RE engine
Compared to, I think they're still using Unreal 4 for this one, I think, or is it Unreal 5? I can't remember.
I don't
I
remember.
did see Unreal, so like it's Unreal. It is Blooper Team that is working on it. Yes, it is.
I personally,
the
I know
Blooper
that
team.
I know that Silent Hill 2 has its fans.
Bloober
and I
name.
know that
Bloober?
there's people that
Yeah,
really
Bloober.
enjoy it.
Bloober? I think it's Bloober.
But
Bloober.
like, I just kind of wish they just remade Silent Hill 1 and we just start over there. But
Nah, you don't want
or
Silent Hill 1
just
remade.
call this Silent Hill 1. I don't know.
No. Yeah, no. Silent Hill 2 is the baby, right? Like if you like the Silent Hill games, more than likely you like them because of Silent Hill 2, right?
It is the most popular
And-
one.
It is the most popular one. Even though I think, argument wise, Silent Hill 3 is a way better game story wise and gameplay wise, but that's just me. They're all really good games, honestly. I like Silent Hill 1, Silent Hill 2, and 3. 4 is kind of weird. I don't think they'd ever remake 4, just because of just the amount of horny that game is. but Silent Hill 2 is probably that good medium of like, hey, we have a protagonist who you can maybe resonate with. You shouldn't resonate with any of these characters. If you resonate with any Silent Hill character, honestly, you should probably be put in the fucking psych ward somewhere. Especially if you understand the story of why they're there in Silent Hill in the first place.
Amber says, "Fee, your makeup looks really nice." I don't know if you saw that. That was 6 minutes ago, so I don't know if Amber's still there. Yeah, it's like them starting with Resident Evil remake with 2. Yeah, but the thing is, like, RE2 is also probably one of the most popular ones compared to like RE1. I feel like
RE1 had a remake, and that's why we continue from there.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I for some reason in my mind I don't count that one because it's still tank controls and shit.
Because it feels now disassociated, but it is what it is.
Yeah. That game feel like once you get used to the controls, it still feel like that game, especially compared to the PS1. Like the PS1 controls are fucking god awful, terrible. I played through the OG one twice, and I think I'm never gonna do that ever again. I'm always gonna go back to the GameCube remake. The GameCube remake does a really good job at making it feel a lot better than Code Veronica. I will say that.
Okay. Question for Fee now. I have 2 questions for you. Twofold.
Hello.
1,
Hello.
did Lucas do your makeup? 2, because in the chat he's like, it was all me.
Lucas dressed up Fee today.
And then 2, what do you think of Silent Hill?
Okay, 1, he chose my lip color, which ended up not being the color that I chose because the reason why it took me extra time to come today is the color that he chose is an older one, and so it is dead. So I had to throw it out. So I had to choose this color instead. So technically, it's still me. And
Damn.
2, I don't know if you guys remember the fact that I talked about last year that I sat down and I watched a 4-hour video on all things Silent Hill. I was playing Vampire Survivors and I watched this from start to fucking finish.
What a ride.
And
This was the moment where
right?
where Silent Hill F got announced. I think this is why she watched all the stuff.
Correct. Because I was just like, I knew about the, like, Fiona had a, like, her teenage dark, like, oh, I'm super, like, edgy years. So I got into the Silent Hill mythos, and then I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna go back and, like, let's see how it's going. So I watched it from start to finish, and I'm like, 1, I agree with Frank. If anyone does if one of those characters, like, resonates with you, there are places that, like,
places you can call.
Therapy is a great way to start. It's and I'm saying this in the nicest way possible because those characters are not okay and they are terrible people. So I think what they should be doing, and it's not just because I have Silent Hill F on my list for this year, for the for this fantasy league, but I think going back and redoing Silent Hill 2 is not needed. I think to get people maybe interested into Silent Hill is maybe introducing a new IP. And I'm not saying that because I want Silent Hill F, but I know for myself, and the reason why I went back and watched it was because I thought Silent Hill F looked sick. Like the trailer from start to finish, if someone asked me like what's a if I had to show them like what I would consider art in video games, it would be that trailer. Like that trailer from start to finish is phenomenal. If you haven't watched the Silent Hill F trailer, guys, holy fuck. It is beautiful. It is gory. It is chef's kiss. I love it. But going back to Silent Hill 2 is just not the choice. Why?
Yeah.
Like, I know that we are seeing so much success with Resident Evil bringing it back, and we're seeing it with Final Fantasy. And so we're seeing these older franchises being like, why don't we remake another game? Like, let's pull one out. And if you have to skip your first game to go to the second game, and I know it's beloved, I get that Silent Hill 2 is beloved, but I think moving forward before you move back, because there's a way to make Silent Hill 2 phenomenal and make it look phenomenal, but I think you need to move forward first to get people interested again. Because I think that's what happened when we got Resident Evil 7. was it invigorated people for the Resident Evil franchise, and we haven't done that with Silent Hill yet. They need to go back forward before they go backwards.
Hold on, they have done this with Silent Hill before. They've done this actually twice with Silent Hill before. Silent Hill Downpour and the game that came out before that. I don't remember. It was like something Memories. They did this twice. They tried to do the Resident Evil formula of, okay, we're gonna get rid of the fog, third person, make it a little bit more actiony, add a little bit more horror element to it, but like we're gonna try to make it. It actually looks a lot like Resident Evil at that point. Yeah, they did it before. People didn't like it. People did not like it.
Well then. Yeah, on the Wii, I believe. Yeah, see, what I'm thinking is like they need to do it for 360.
Yeah.
They need to do it in modern, like right now. They like doing it previously, like I think that's fantastic. But like you said, it didn't do well at the time. I think this is a good opportunity to do that instead. Because like I said, they made this freaking phenomenal trailer. Who knows when Silent Hill 4F is coming out? Which that was just a pipe dream guess for myself, because I'm like, there's a state of play in like a week and a half, and I'm praying to somebody, like obviously at the time we didn't know that there was a state of play, but I was hoping that usually around this time of year they have one, but they missed the mark. So I'm curious. I'll try it out if I'm able to, because I would like to check out that series, but at the same time,
so this is
I might just wait.
This is while you were talking a little bit, I was playing this, but you said get some help.
Get some help.
Oh, yeah, oh no, what were you playing?
Stop it. Get some help. Stop it.
It's true though.
Get some help.
See, Fee's onto something there. The problem with Silent Hill, the reason why it hasn't had its longevity as well as Resident Evil does, is that after you play the first game and the twist is over, you can't replicate it again, especially when like the twist is the same for most of the games. So like the whole time you're already like, oh, I already kind of know this character is a bad person. Why are they a bad person? You know what I mean? Whereas the first one was just like, what the fuck is going on? What is Silent Hill? Who's the city? Blah blah blah. Like what is Pyramid Head? Stuff like that. But once you already know all that stuff, it's just like these games kind of become samey.
Well, that's why when you make a new one, completely take that script, throw it in the trash. Make something brand new.
They should have honestly. I don't think these games should have been anthologies, where it's just like it's a new character every time within a different version of Silent Hill. It should have always been like, hey, this is like let's build on Silent Hill itself, not each character. You know what I mean? That's where I think their detriment came from. Is because like you already know these characters and the reasons the monsters and them being there. You're just trying to figure out why the character is there, right? And it's like that stopped being fun like 3 games in.
Well, yeah, there's no redemption. That's the thing.
There's no redemption.
I'm sorry, guys. That's the spoiler of the century. There's no redemption for these characters.
The 360 one. 361 did have a redemption for that character because he never actually did anything bad. It was the city itself that did something bad. It was Hot Fuzz. If Silent Hill did Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, because that's a whole story in itself. I just think like you said, I think the way that they need to do this is they need to do something different. They need to throw out the script. Like I like the idea of like it's almost in a way like you're like playing as the detective and you're going through this in the eyes of like the person, like of the murderer, an example. So you're going through and you're like, okay, so why did this person do this? Or like, how did this person get here? So at least the way that I looked at it and the way that I interpreted Silent Hill is like, yes, you like are the character and you're playing through it, but it's just like, why are they there? So you're like trying to put pieces together to figure out this is why this person is here. They were a horrendous person. They did really terrible shit, which by the way, if you think that's a spoiler, I don't know what to do with you.
It's a spoiler. If you don't know why people are in Silent Hill at this point, then you're just fucking missing out.
Yeah. I think at least for like any of the other games and what I know, and also the comics, if you really want to go on a terrible journey, it's
oh god, the comic books.
the thing that got me excited, and it wasn't just because I thought it was like a grab when I selected Silent Hill as one of my options, it was because it made me very intrigued about what's going to happen. Like, and also like where is it going to go next? Because this is something that I'm actually like curious of knowing about, like what happens to the girl. Like well, I mean, we did see what happens to the girl in the trailer, but like how did they end up here? Like what happened to get them to that point? And I think this is the first time that they've explored the idea of Silent Hill outside of the United States, at least in the video games, if I remember correctly. Because as far as we can tell, this is like I think it's Japan is where they're
I
planning.
think the F stands for feudal. Silent Hill feudal.
Well, have they confirmed that? Because I just thought it was
feudal Japan. The thing.
The girl was on a telephone, dude.
Oh, was she? I don't remember.
Yeah, she called someone and got nobody.
Well, it could take place in different time periods too. Keep that in mind. Like Silent Hill is like its own entity, so it can technically.
Yes, there is like there's like hints to it, and then
1960s Japan.
Okay, she also has like she also has a pipe, which is not feudal, but I don't know. It also came out around the same time that like the trailer came out around the same time as like The Last of Us. So it had that like the show, not the game. So yeah, I'm skeptical.
I have one last thing to say about Silent Hill. One last thing. I was hyped for another Silent Hill remake until Alan Wake 2. Because Alan Wake 2 does what I think Silent Hill always wanted to do with its dual world. And I know for a fact in no universe is Konami going to do the dual universe type of thing as good or better than Alan Wake 2 did it. And that is just a bona fide fact.
I need to play Alan Wake.
Alan Wake 1 and 2 did that kind of dark universe, light universe really fucking well.
Also, random side note, Mario, I found a place to watch Twin Peaks again.
Hey,
The Peaks? Just don't watch it on Netflix.
Well, it's not on Netflix here. It's on Crave.
Oh, rip.
In Canada. Because Mario and I were watching it, and then they just took it off. I think it was on Prime Video, and they were just like, bye-bye.
Later.
So this is like, what the okay.
All right. Next game on the list. The BioShock-esque game. Judas was also shown off.
I'm sorry. What is with all these games that look like BioShock? Can we have a conversation about that for a split second?
Well, this is made by the guy that made BioShock.
Yeah.
I know, but there's like other games that came out this year alone that look like they're from BioShock.
Yeah, Clock Tower or something, right?
I mean, everything just looks. BioShock is just System Shock, right? So everything just looks like System Shock at that point.
I don't want to like specifically compare, but I think that's also like why I downloaded but still haven't played Close to the Sun, is because it gives that kind of like BioShock vibe. I don't know if I'll play this.
Yeah,
it is first person, so I don't know if that's also something.
There's that.
Can games like I'm sorry, this is me being just like really like selfish. Can we just like not all have all these games come out in first person? I'd really appreciate it, since I would love to play these games.
I love those games in first person. Those games are amazing in first person.
Well, I would love them too if I didn't have to medicate myself and then pray that like they kick in at the right time, or I'm not gonna be able to play it.
That's
yeah. Are we still chasing the BioShock thing? Why are we still chasing that? Trying to recapture the initial BioShock 1 hype.
Because BioShock 1 was fantastic.
It was it was awesome. But they never hit that high. They never hit that high again, even with Infinite.
As someone who, I absolutely adore BioShock. I absolutely adore Infinite as one of my favorites personally. I'm just excited for more. I'm just excited for BioShock in space. Like, I've got BioShock underwater. I got BioShock in the sky, and now I got BioShock in space. I'm in. Yeah. Like, it looks sick. I love the way the animations look, with the way that it doesn't necessarily look realistic. It has a sort of look to it. That's what's pulling me in, and that's why I'll be there when Ken Levine decides to drop that shit. So I've been waiting for this for a long time, and my time is now. John Cena, let's do this.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I think it looks great.
Can we cut that out of the? Can we cut that in post?
I think it looks awesome. I'm excited for this
Okay,
game.
most.
It looks good. No, it looks really good. I'll probably play it. I'm still waiting to play System Shock, man. I think that's still on sale. Let me double check that.
What about BioShock at Home? I think this game is probably like almost on the same caliber of BioShock because how like graphic fidelity wise, this game looks good. Like it looks really, really good. Story wise, we'll see. I played BioShock very late. Like to the point where it was like, I think I played it last year for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I get the
Hype.
hype.
The twist.
I get the
That's
hype.
the best part of the game, I think.
Yeah. No, it was good. It was great. I get the hype for it. I was kind of disappointed by like the gameplay of it for the most part, for like a lot of the gunplay.
Yeah.
It's definitely it's a for its time type of thing.
Yeah,
right? It's like for its time it was really fucking good.
Yeah.
But then now we have BioShock 2, Infinite, and all these other games. And it's just like,
yeah. But I think the game was awesome. It was really good. So a modern take on that now with like that by the same creator, I'm down.
yeah. I just hope he actually. The only thing that always holds me back on Infinite is just how much was left on the cutting room floor, how much was promised, and how much we actually got delivered. And I hope this time around they actually put everything they want in the game.
Yeah, I wonder how big this game's gonna be.
Yeah.
And I think at a 2024 release, I'm not sure. I probably should have checked that before.
Is Judas in the same world? I mean,
No,
like
I
the
don't think
same.
so they don't have the rights.
Yeah, because they still have like the abilities, like they have the fire and the electricity and stuff like that.
It's definitely like indicative, but I don't think they have
like,
the rights to BioShock. So
it's like
they can't.
what was that? It's like not Ghostwire. What was the game that came? The Callisto Protocol, kind of to the Dead Space.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
right.
okay,
That's
yeah.
exactly kind of what
Yeah.
this is. It's like they don't. It plays
Yes.
almost exactly the same in a way, but like the worlds are completely different.
I wonder if this was like a failed BioShock that he decided to gonna.
So this has been teased for a very long time, right?
No. I'm saying like this was a prototype for BioShock 3 or BioShock, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And they were like, no, we're disbanding the studio. We're starting from zero. And then it's like, well, fuck it. Then I'm going to make my own and it's going to be this. And
Yeah,
so
I'll make my own with blackjack and hookers.
basically,
Space.
and honestly, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Sign me up for blackjack and hookers.
Okay. The next thing, we could quickly run through these. This is the PSVR section of the.
Yeah, I don't think
of the
anybody's
direct.
have a
There's
VR
one
headset
game
like
that I'm like,
Metro looks awesome.
Metro looks fucking sick.
Yes.
yeah, that was fine.
Metro looks
Shout
awesome.
out. RTOM's still getting more story. Metro's getting more story. I can't praise Metro enough. More people need to play it. but
God, I want to
nobody
play
has the balls
Metro.
to.
I want to play it. That's one game
Fuck,
that I really,
Harv,
really want to
I'm
play.
glad you have the ball because that game that series is amazing. Story wise is amazing. I think it's one of those series also that actually follows the books very closely too, because they actually respect the author in those. So yeah, it's gonna be fucking awesome.
Yeah. That game looks great, like just like fidelity wise. It looks like it's gonna be like an Alex kind of type experience as well. So like it's fully fleshed out and stuff, which is great. The second one was the D&D one, which I call this was the one I called A Vow at Home.
Valid at home.
So it just looks like a vow, but at home. This game, like as what it looks janky as fuck, but the gameplay looks fun as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my partner was watching me with it, and she was just like confused by like why it looked like a 2009 game
Yeah.
with the aesthetic of like this sort of like wild ass thing that you could do. I just saw them beating the shit out of the skeleton. I thought that was like really funny, but the presentation of it was not smooth at all. So I'm like,
Yeah,
I gave it points for being honest, but like, man, that was such an interesting thing to just slot into here.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing about VR still. It's like you have games like Half-Life Alyx who are like pushing the industry forward in that section, and then you have everybody else who's just kind of like embraces the jank almost. And then like it's like people don't want to see the jank, guys. We know the jank is there, but they don't want to see the jank. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good for a reason.
But also it's hard to just show off
Yeah.
VR stuff.
Varying levels of quality when it comes to VR. Like you have Alex's, and then you have like people who are just like, we need to get something out.
If he's smiling.
Don't worry about it.
If he's getting DM'd.
About Akatar.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
not about Akatar.
The next thing on the list was Dragon's Dogma 2.
Gotta play it. Gotta play the shit out of that game. That game looks fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, are you agreeing with me or are you reading the DM?
I'm agreeing with you.
I just gotta make sure you're looking at your screen and then you said yeah. Dude, that game looks fucking sick. I mean, honestly, I love I love everything they did. I saw the extended gameplay for it before this, from IGN, and it looks fucking sick. It looks so fucking good.
Yeah, I've never played Dragon's Dogma, so I have no idea what these games are, but I'm very, very excited for this. This was a hard battle because we're gonna get into, well, we might as well get into Dragon's Dogma, and then there's also Rise of the Ronin, which are coming out on the exact same day. Dragon's,
What a weird choice.
yeah, both Rise of the Ronin sold me finally. It sold me on its fucking gameplay and its open world. But I think I'll probably stick with Dragon's Dogma off the get-go because I don't think it's like a long ass game. I don't think. I'm not really sure.
You're talking about Dragon's Dogma?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna be there for a while, bud.
Is it like a long game? I barely know anything about the game, so
It's very risk reward too. So like you just like trying out new fucking classes and stuff like that, and then the traversal and everything like that. You're gonna be there for a while.
what do you think, Mario?
I have no dog in this race, personally. I definitely am just more interested overall, but again, it's I don't know. I just don't know.
Well, Fee does because she's got them both on fantasy.
I sure do. Suck, guys. No, I think they both look fantastic. Also, I love the fact that the specifically with Ronin, there was a point in the trailer, and I remember posting this in Harv's channel, was the fact that this guy has a fucking samurai sword, and then he's fucking attacking this guy, then pulls out a fucking gun and then blasts him in the head. I'm just like, this is so fucking sick. I don't know. Both of these games, like, I feel like Dragon's Dogma gives me a lot of like Monster Hunter vibes, at least from what we saw in the trailer. Yeah. But with Ronin, like, and once again, I just want to say it's not because I have it on my list.
I think it's because you have it on your list.
Okay, a little bit, but hear me out. I think it looks like a fantastic game. I'm definitely like, I would love to try both of them. I know that Harv's definitely going to be playing Ronin on his channel, so, or he's not, and he's just nodding.
I am. Oh yeah, no, it's a Team Ninja game. I'm gonna fucking play it.
Gotta love Team Ninja.
That
Neo,
Neo,
gotta play Neo.
God, Neo 2 is so good.
I have it. I own it. I just, for some reason, just never clicked.
Have you played Neo 2 or you only played Neo 1?
No, I played Neo 2. Yeah, I got like 6 hours in. Keep in mind, Harv, there's plenty of times where I play a game and it just doesn't stick the first time, and then I come back to it like maybe a year or two later, and then it's like, okay, I love this game now. Yeah. It's the right place, right time. Like Final Fantasy VII. I told you the other day too. Like I never finished the remake because it just never clicked with me, right? And now I'm coming back to it. I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to play the remake because I fucking love. Like after playing more Final Fantasy games, I'm like, yeah, this series is fucking sick.
Heck yeah. Next game on the list, Until Dawn Enhanced.
I don't think this game needed it.
I don't know, because I couldn't tell you. Everything looked the same.
No.
Yeah. There was some minor
Didn't really need it.
It looks higher res, I guess. There was 2 shots of people. Like, they didn't really showcase the game. They just showcased, hey, guess what? It's coming. And, like, I feel like I need to see more cutscenes where it makes sense why you would get these enhancements. Because all you're doing is just showing me the same clips again and setting up the same story. So, like,
it just sounds like an excuse to re-release it, honestly.
Other than it's on PC, cool. But, like, I know that the game was supposedly, like, in 30 or...
Oh, Mario cracking up a little bit. Is that just me?
No, it's not just you.
He disappeared. Oh, the Until Dawn people got him. What studio is that? What studio is Until Dawn?
Supermassive.
Supermassive fucking cut his internet. They cut his mic.
So we also have to put it into perspective that so the first Until Dawn was made in the Decima engine.
Mhm.
This was made in Unreal. So this is a whole
Welcome back.
different engine. Welcome back.
So wasn't Decima the same engine as Horizon and Death Stranding?
Yes.
Interesting.
That's interesting.
So this one this isn't made by Supermassive at all. They have nothing to do with this. This is Ballistic Moon, which is a whole different
Okay,
studio.
yeah.
And
I
they're
think I'm right.
they're remaking it completely with Unreal Engine 5, I'm guessing. I'm guessing it's Unreal Engine 5 at this point.
Yeah. I think it's just an excuse to re-release it.
Yeah, plus there's a movie coming out. So they're gonna
Capitalize.
probably do it both, right? So it makes sense.
What were you saying, Mario, before Supermassive cut your internet?
Supermassive, I don't know why you would do that. I'm gonna play your game, regardless, and platinum it yet again. But you know, I'm excited. Harv, I gave you my link for my camera. If you need that back, it's in the Discord.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to play this game. Like I've been a huge Until Dawn fan since the way back. I've shown this game to Frank. I've shown this game to X's. I've shown this game to as many people as I possibly can because I love this game. So for them to release it again, yeah, I'm gonna play it again. Hopefully, play it on PC. See what that looks like. Not on my PC, someone else's PC. Yeah, I'm just excited to have it still be here and share it with more people. It's just a weird game that has so many random like stars in it that you wouldn't expect to be in it. Like there's a Oscar winner in this game. You know, like that's such an interesting thing.
Yeah, I think even before he
Jordan
was an Oscar winner,
Fisher's-
we were just calling him iRobot the whole time.
Yeah,
Jordan
iRobot.
Jordan Fisher's in this one, right?
No, that's the Corey. You're thinking. I'm thinking of Rami Ismail.
I'm pretty sure Jordan Fisher's in this one too.
Jordan Fisher, if I'm not mistaken, isn't that the guy that played in the Pokemon movie?
No. Jordan Fisher is a singer / actor. Yeah.
I'll look.
I don't remember anybody but
he
iRobot
is
in
the
this game.
he is the girlfriend or the boyfriend of who's the annoying chick in this game?
I mean,
Emily?
most of them.
Chloe.
I don't remember the names now.
Hold on.
I mean, most of the people are annoying in this game. Let's be real here.
And also the dude from
Emily.
Emily, yeah, he's the boyfriend of Emily. He's the guy with the Letterman jacket and shit.
Here,
Did you play Until Dawn?
Oh, I sure did.
Yeah. What do you think about Until Dawn?
I love Until Dawn. I love Supermassive in general. It was a game that I very much enjoyed because it was also very much a huge struggle for me. Mostly because games like that scared the living shit out of me, and I did stream the entire thing and I freaked out the entire time. And everyone thought it was hilarious because there were multiple times where I almost threw my controller playing it. No, I think I'm excited to see them bring it back for people who maybe haven't played it before, and then also it just looks really good. But yeah, I know that they're already working on some other stuff anyway. They're always usually working on things, I guess.
Well, this is the thing. They're not Supermassive's not working on this at all. This is not their thing.
Yeah, no. I mean, like in general, I mean like Supermassive separated from what this is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that's an issue though, right? Like
No.
honestly, like Supermassive not working on it, I don't see how you can fuck this up. Honestly.
Yeah, this is just a port of
Yeah.
of a previous game, right?
I would have loved if they did add something new. Whenever you guys do these ports, like adding some additional stuff. So, like for instance, I've been messing around with the Last of Us remastered because it came, it was free. It was a $10 upgrade, and so they actually have added quite a bit of like fun additional things. If like I was buying this all over again, like for instance, the entire game's in commentary, which is awesome. You can watch every cutscene with just sort of a commentary track. There are the lost levels, there's concept art, there's obviously the new mode that's associated with it. I want something similar to this. Like give me the director's commentary of like, well, you know what, we have made this decision because of blah 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 blah, or hey, most players do it this way. Like some interesting new stuff that they could add to the game that will give me a reason why I'm gonna plunk down whatever this ends up being.
So they've already kind of gave it a better idea of it. They say we use a broader cinematic total color palette and new perspectives to make the story more nuanced and emotional. We've been brave enough to shine the light into the dark, unseen corners of Blackwood Mountain and added a third-person camera, which means you can now look behind the curtain of the original game, exploring enhanced and new locations,
Interesting.
and new interactions and collectibles now.
Okay, see, that's what I'm talking about. So let me see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool.
I mean, we've been seeing remakes all the time. Like we saw with like The Last of Us and also Skyrim for the billionth and a half time, because now you can play it on a watch.
You can play it on
Because
an Amazon Echo.
You can play it on a like literally a Kindle. Just why
Mhm.
not? Just black and white, like black and gray, like off gray, I guess. Just stuff like that. That would be insane though. I mean, wasn't there like a whole like random like offshoot? Wasn't there an entire gag about like you would be able to play Skyrim on like a Goop something? I'm not gonna say it because I have one connected.
No, that's real.
Say Google.
That's real.
That
That's
is
on
real.
Amazon.
Yeah, you could do that. on
Okay,
Amazon
but I
Echo.
don't have Amazon. I have the other, which I'm not gonna say because if I
Shit.
do,
The
then it's gonna
Echo?
start.
Are you talking about the Echo?
You fucker! You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Well,
The
I don't think
boobs?
I don't think Echo will say.
Hey,
will-
Google, play. Oh shit, my phone
Yeah.
went off.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm concerned about because my entire apartment has that stuff.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I was gonna say.
Technically,
You can't-
Daggerfall would work on a Kindle, right? Because they refresh the screen every time you moved, anyways. So that would work.
I mean, Doom should work on there too.
No, Doom didn't refresh the screen every time you did it, though.
Oh, you should do it.
That's not how that works.
That'd be cool.
3D graphics.
All right, the last thing on the list is the big thing that took a big chunk of this thing
Hell yeah, it did.
is Death Stranding 2.
Kojimbo.
Ooh, baby.
Uncle Kojimbo.
Oh my
It's
god, let me go
good.
get my baby. Hold on one second.
Oh god. Okay. Well, okay, I'm gonna preface where I've never played a Kojima game in my entire life.
Yeah.
I am gonna be doing Metal Gear Solid at some point here soon.
You better, and you better play it through. I swear
I
to
won't-
God,
well,
if
Mario
you
bought it
quit
for
halfway
me,
through,
so I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna play it. Death Stranding. This intrigues me for Death Stranding, but I kind of just want to watch the cutscenes of the first game.
No,
No,
was
play
still-
it.
won't, it won't
just
make
play it. Just play it. Just play it. It's not that long. It's not even that long of a
Nah,
game anyway.
It's really short.
Okay. Okay. I'll you know
Play it.
what? You know
It's-
what?
You should have
I
already
will
gotten it
play-
for free at some point.
I do have it free. I have it on Epic.
Yeah, see,
yeah.
you're good.
I will play Death Stranding after Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Once that's
I think
done,
that's fair.
I will jump into this Kojima
I'm glad
game.
everybody's becoming a Kojima fan now. I'm so glad.
I'm not a Kojima fan yet. I don't know.
Or you're
I
gonna
don't
be.
know.
We already
I don't
know you
know
are. I
because
already know you
every
are.
time I see this guy's fucking trailers, I'm more confused when I came into it. But
Once you're
what is
in
there?
the one
Let's
thing-
explain the Death Stranding happening. There's an extinction event, and then there's these different fucking entities. They're called BTs and BBs. What do you not understand?
how does
I
the
can actually tell
ship
you what happens?
how
in
does the
story,
ship
but
come out of the mouth of the baby?
Don't worry about it.
It's another universe.
He's asleep, and he wakes up, and he has these dreams, and sometimes they're weird. That's all.
He's a
So,
paranatural.
but I will say this trailer was fucking cool.
Hell yeah, it is.
The technology that they use in these cutscenes and stuff like that, the weird gadgets they have, really really cool.
Yeah, man. So this game is fresh in my brain, inside my cerebral cortex, because I just literally beat it again not that long ago, and man, it did not make sense to me even after beating the last game. But you know what? There are stuff in there that I'm like, wow, those are just massive spoilers for your game that I'm shocked that you're revealing right now. But I'm in for it. Like, I knew that
But-
that was Troy Baker from the begin with.
Yeah,
Who is a
Yeah.
character in
But
the
this is the
other
thing.
game?
But this is the thing. Even if it is spoilers, people that have never played it, it's not spoilers to them because they have no idea what the fuck is happening.
Yeah, they don't know
I
who these
guess.
characters are.
There was one thing where Norman Reedus like straight out said, "Hey, this person's dead," and I'm like, "I'm sorry, what? Can you repeat that again for me?"
Well,
Who
it's a
played-
sequel. If you haven't played the first one, then it's your fucking fault. It's just how it is.
Well, no, it's just saying
Some
like,
things
No,
you
no,
can't
no.
just like keep behind the curtain.
but I guess, but the whole thing was like they say a certain character is dead, and I was like, what do you mean they're dead?
Yeah.
So they actually revealed it during the last trailer because I watched the last trailer relatively after I finished the game, so I am somewhat aware of what they're doing. I just find that interesting that even though you know that information, it's not going to matter. And they're going to go expound upon that. And I do find that fascinating. However, you know, this game is bonkers. I'm excited for more people to get into it, especially now that we're past the pandemic, because I know that was some of the reason why some people also didn't want to try to jump into that game. Yeah, no, this fucking game is bonkers. Troy Baker's in it, and he has a guitar that also, you know, is a sword / gun, and he fights a cyborg ninja. And George Miller is a character in it, just like in
Nope, they got him again.
the last game, where we had other directors as characters.
Mario, are you trying to download something?
Yeah.
It's only
No,
porn.
Oh no, not
so much porn.
I'm dying. Greg,
Oh,
I'm just making that up. Am
So
I
the
fine?
so
Actually,
yeah,
that
you're
would-
good
that-
now.
that
You're
would be
good.
hilarious.
So the other person that is very excited about this is Fee, because
Oh my
she was
God.
going wild today.
Really? Did you play Death Stranding 1?
Okay, first of all, I've never played I've never.
Oh my god.
Okay, so here's the dealio.
I'm surrounded by Kojima likes, bro.
I just want to
Uncultured
say,
swines over here that we are.
No. So like, it's been a game that I've been like interested in checking out. I followed the trailers. I've watched people play a little bit of it. I didn't watch too much of it because I wanted to play it at some point, so I didn't want anything spoiled for me. I know everyone says that it's essentially a walking sim, which is fine. I'm cool with that. Honestly, I like walking sims, so that's type of like a game that I don't usually play often or talk about often, but I do enjoy them. And so when this trailer came on and it just got derailed, I don't know, it was like something in my brain was just like, this is magnificent. I want to play this fucking game. This is weird. It is like, what the like, Harv was so weirded out by like the eyes like this. I'm just like, that is so fucking cool. I'm like, I don't know what it is. It's just like there was something there
The
that
puppet?
was just like,
The puppet thing was cool.
just kidding.
That thing was
Have
cool.
you seen the first trailer to Death Stranding? Like the
Yes.
first initial trailer?
Yes.
Yeah, that's just wild.
Yeah.
Kojima's a fucking weirdo.
But
I love
this was like borderline like like this was just like poking fun at the entire game by itself, because it like
Yeah.
the
That's him.
the
Yeah, he
fucking
does that.
doll, and then we had obviously the guitar like weapon, stuff like that. It was just like there was something there that was just like, I need to fucking play this game. So I now have Death Stranding downloaded on my computer.
Yes.
You would
and
like
I'm
that
gonna
game,
play the
actually.
shit
You
out
would
of
be
it.
able to play
I'm
it,
gonna
too.
play the shit out of this game.
Yeah.
I'm just like, if this is what Death Stranding is, this like sometimes,
No, so,
and I believe.
just
Okay,
to preface that,
continue.
the first one isn't as ham crazy.
It's
Mario,
fucking
you
pretty crazy,
misremember it. You're misremembering it
I
because
just played it. I
know,
just played it, Frank.
You can
It's
say that.
fucking
You can say
crazy.
that again. It starts to get crazy towards the end of the game, but the
No,
first little bits of it are not as crazy
It's pretty
as the
bonkers.
trailer.
Pretty early on, and I was
Not
just
really.
like, some of the stuff. I mean, obviously, there's some tutorial stuff that you have to like kind of.
I would say the first 20 hours isn't as crazy as the last 20 hours.
I don't know, man. There's some funny fucking parts in here.
It's
that are
definitely
actually...
an uphill slope of crazy.
No, don't get me wrong. It has a crescendo at a certain point, but there's still a lot of crazy shit that does happen early on that I think you'll enjoy. My favorite is there's a couple in this game. the journey that couple goes on is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But ultimately, yeah, this is just, it's like a Terry Gilliam film. It's like nothing really fucking matters. Just enjoy the experience that you're on. Enjoy the music. I don't recommend playing music while playing the game, just as a rule, because the game has a very specific score that it plays at certain moments that I think are necessary for you to experience and not to be overshadowed by like a Spotify playlist or anything like that. They'll just happen. Music will just happen. And then with the director's cut, there's more music. But yeah, this is just one of those games that you just need to experience for yourself. And you'll either like it or dislike it, and that's fine. But I think there is enough carrot in the stick that leads you to the very end. And the best part about it is that it's such a de-emphasis on like combat. However, there's combat when it's necessary. But yeah, it's so fascinating.
There's a lot of risk
I've
reward,
seen, yeah.
especially with the combat. Like if you do get into combat scenarios, you do wind up making a lot more money that way for doing those combat scenarios. I'm kind of curious of where you're going to land on this because I think also depends on which version you're playing too. Because like the director's cut version adds a lot of like quality of life features that I think were in the initial game. Because like Mario was saying, it's definitely like what I was saying earlier. It's definitely an uphill slope when it comes to the story, but getting there takes a long time, at least initially, because most of the time you're building like roads and stuff like that, right? I think now they've added stuff that like it makes it easy to like traverse the world a lot easier than it was at launch. So that might be your best bet is to do the director's cut if you can.
I have the free version that we got from Epic.
That might not be the
cut.
that-
I think it is the director's cut version.
Oh, well, I have it. I can just double check.
I can double
It's,
check too.
I don't think it is. I think it's just the regular
Yeah.
version.
Oh no, let me check.
Yeah, because then you miss out on a lot of that like extra traversal stuff. Because I'll keep it a buck with you.
To be fair,
The initial first 20 hours of that game suck.
the
it
actual,
sucks.
because you have to build up to like getting the
Yeah.
good stuff.
It's a lot of tedious work. It's work. It's literally work. But then once the work is done, that's when the story kicks in.
That's
Yeah.
still loading up. But yeah, I'm over the moon. Now do I know if this is gonna be like, you know how there was Metal Gear Solid and then Metal Gear Solid 2 fucking kicked it into high gear? I don't know if that's what this is, but the game looks amazing, and I can't tell if what I'm looking at is what the game's going to look like, or if this is obviously pre-rendered. Now, granted, when Death Stranding, the trailers came out, that's basically what the game looked like. Which was pretty impressive.
God,
So
this game
if this
looks
is-
so
Even better, actually.
Yeah. So like
Even better.
This
and
game's
on
art
PS5 looks
design
even
and
better.
everything is fucking ridiculous. How good this game
Yeah.
looks.
Yeah. So I'm excited for whatever they're bringing. George Miller being involved, such a weird fucking extra thing that they're adding on there. And
Elle
then, yeah,
Fanning.
I'm curious about Elle Fanning and her character and what she brings to this, and you know everything that's going on with Lou. And there's just so many fucking questions that I have now, and I'm happy. I'm happy that this exists.
Yeah. It's gonna be a wild ride. I hope
Yeah.
it's not. I hope it definitely ramps up the gameplay a little bit. Like a lot of what made Death Stranding 1 kind of what it is because it was the first game, right? It's the first game of the studio. You know, they had to build a budget. They got to, you know, do a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff was left on the cutting room floor, from what I heard. But now that you have a second game, you have budget and everything like that. I'm wondering what Kojima does this time with it. Because I doubt it's just going to be another walking simulator. Let's be real here.
No. The trailer basically says that if
Yeah.
it's another walking simulator, and I'm in. But my thing is, take the guns out. I don't need them.
No, let's see.
I don't need that. That was the weakest part of the game. And I don't,
what are you talking about? It was fun.
no,
it was great.
The whole point is to deliver these fucking packages in a certain area. Like when I got into combat, that's when the game became less fun. Personally,
Interesting, because that's what I thought the game got more fun.
no, I was totally like, this is not that game, and I didn't want it to be that game. Luckily, majority of it's not that. There are boss fight battles though, but
That's what I mean. Like, there's boss battles where you do that exact thing. So if you didn't do the thing,
the boss battles are not
you
interesting.
weren't ready for them.
That's my thing. It's just like the actual action is not interesting. It's the actual traversal and how do I accomplish. It's more of a puzzle game than it is anything else, and that's what I enjoyed about it.
Yeah, I'm excited. Excited to jump into it. And then there was the last thing that he's making a espionage action or
Yes.
game for the next generation. So
We're going back.
Well,
We're going back.
or some shit.
So this is gonna be for PS6, I assume, at this point.
Basically,
Maybe.
yeah. I mean, they said next generation, so I'm assuming it's PS6.
Did
So-
you mean next generation in the sense of console, or do you mean next generation in the sense of like
Console,
people?
1000% console.
this is gonna be his PS6 game for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, because he already said like we got to get the whole technology all sorted and all that kind of stuff. He's making Death Stranding 2. He's making OD. This game's not coming out till like
He's got a
2030.
movie coming.
Oh
out.
yeah, no, it's not coming out for a while. I think this is gonna be the game he's always wanted to make. If you've ever followed Kojima, you know 100% this man has always wanted to make a spy thriller James Bond like game. He's always wanted to do it. He's always wanted to do that. The closest thing he's got to it, Metal Gear Solid 3.
This is true.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna do an espionage game, you're not gonna do it like Metal Gear. You're gonna do it like a movie. He said he was gonna do it like it was supposed to be like movie-like too.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. He's
So-
like next generation
Yeah.
of fashion, sound, all that. I was like,
Yeah. It's
all
gonna be a
right,
James
all
Bond
right,
game.
Kojima, all right, okay. You know what?
No.
Let's pop the brakes here.
Yeah, the one thing I love about Kojima and kind of hate, he kind of overhypes himself a little bit. I love it. He has so much confidence, and honestly, it's well deserved.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm just like, you need to tone it down a little bit, especially with Death Stranding, and some of the marketing for Metal Gear Solid 5. I'm like, you needed to tone it down just a little bit,
guys, we're already playing the game.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good. It's good. But yeah, that's the entire state of play. Thought it was a good state of play. They did a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great state to play.
10 out of 10.
Always good when Kojima shows up. It's always great when Kojima shows up. I can't wait to play any of his games he's coming out with.
God. I can't wait till Harv you start Metal Gear Solid 1. That's gonna be nuts.
Yeah, it'll have to be after. Again, it has to be after.
Like I said, Harv, you better
Rebirth.
play through them. Once you start down this road, there ain't no stopping.
You can't go back.
You can't go back. There is no going back.
You're gonna have to learn how to stream fucking Metal Gear Solid 4.
Good luck with that.
But if it's on Plus, I think. I don't know if it is or not, but that's.
I think you could do it through like their streaming
That's how-
system.
Yeah, that's how I did it. So
Oh
God.
God.
it worked fine actually, which was crazy. That was the shocking thing. I did it on PS5 and it was totally fine.
Already dabbing at
Anyways.
2024. I'll state your play. How you doing, Nardi? All right. Well, Mario,
that-
it's all yours now.
Well, yeah, I would say that was a good, state of play, but I think this is an even better podcast, which of course this is episode 88 of the Point in Progress podcast coming to a close. But before we go, let's go ahead and see where people are going to be leaving. So, Fee, I'm going to start with you. You're on my screen first. Where are you going to be seeing you?
People can find me here. People can find me someday on my own Twitch channel, where I'll continue to play Elden Ring and games that I said I was going to play this year. You can
All
find me
the
somewhere else.
Nasty Drew games. Soon, guys. Soon.
soon. And somewhere else someday. Who knows?
Lucas, I'll take a pepperoni pizza from you at any time.
Lucas, can I get some garlic fingers, please?
Oh, by the
Lucas,
way, you can also
accept
find
my
me in
gift
Gal
that I
World.
sent you to Steam that you're still not
Gal
accepted. I get emails about the fact that you didn't accept my gift. Please, Lucas. Thank you, Lucas. Fix that.
I
And
didn't
of course-
hear what you just said.
No, I get emails from Steam that says Lucas hasn't accepted your El Paso Elsewhere gift, and I'm like, I'm offended, sir. Check your emails.
Oh.
Make sure that's accepted.
Wow.
But anyways, Frank, you're next. I have you with the painting of Kojima in the background. Where
Mhm.
can people find you next?
You can find me at Point in Progress, where I talk shit about video games. And you can find me at Twitter, where I also do so, and at TikTok with the same name, where I just post random Buck Nasty clips. I haven't posted in a while. I haven't got any cool Buck Nasty clips. I haven't played. I've been putting like every clip that I've been getting. We've been posting it on the Pip Shorts. So we gotta play more games so we can get more Pip Shorts. Look at our Pip Shorts.
That makes sense.
Oh.
And then, of course, Spirit in the Hair. I did want to confirm earlier. You said Jordan Fisher wasn't Until Dawn. That is in fact correct. He is a singer. I had no idea. But where can we see you on the net?
He's also a Broadway star.
Oh,
Yes, and he was also a streamer. Well, he was. He's not a streamer anymore. I think because he had a kid and he's on Broadway and all that kind of stuff.
I see.
Yeah, you can find me Beard in the Hair pretty much everywhere. Also here, I just put out a video on my channel on Deathbound, which is a new Souls game coming out. I put a preview,
really good.
like an
It's a good
overview.
video.
Yeah, thank you.
Didn't scare the shit out of me, but yeah, that's
I'm in the walls, man. Yeah, no, that video's out. I had a lot of fun. It'll be up on Next Fest in next week, I think, February, right? I think that's when Next Fest is happening.
I think so.
For
I think
for
roughly the
Steam.
5th.
Yeah. So it'll be available as a demo at that time. So yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then again, of course, that is the end of your Point in Progress of this week. I want to thank everybody in the chat that is watching us and everyone in our Twitch, our YouTube. Thank you so much for being. And with that, I think another progress has been made. Bye, everybody.
Later, everybody.
All right, that's another podcast in the books.
Goodbye, everybody on Twitch. Goodbye, everybody on YouTube.
Bye.
We'll be back in 2 weeks because next week is our meeting. We'll be back in 2 weeks
That's
for an episode.
Next episode, we're gonna do it in Among Us, not Among Us. Fuck it, what is that game called? Lethal Company.
I'm letting Thief set that one up. If she wants to set that one up, that's all on her.
Figure that
Oh.
out.
Yeah.
See what mods we need for that.
Yeah. Alright.
Oh
We
lord.
don't really
Hi,
need
guys.
anything. We just need to get a table.
He is dying at the moment.
I am mostly. Okay, because apparently, just as a random side note, so apparently someone on this podcast added Amber on TikTok today and just
did.
keeps on sending her Chihuahua videos, but for some reason my brain, dyslexia, thought the word Chihuahua looked wild. Like I was just like, what the fuck are you sending her? Like what
Chupacabra.
the fuck is that? And I was just like, what are you, what is he sending? And she's just like, the dog, and I'm like, oh shit.
She came up in my recommended. Like,
Oh,
I
it's
was
been-
like, oh, it's Amber.
It's been
And I
Frank
sent her
that's
follow.
sending
Yeah.
Chihuahua.
Oh, hold on. Before we leave, actually, can you do me a favor? You just brought up something in my mind. My dad has 700 people that he's following. He's being followed by 700 people for DJing on TikTok. I need y'all to do me a favor. If you can, go over to, I think, Mario the DJ on TikTok and make my dad's dream. He wants to live stream DJ on the
He can probably do it. I think he can do it.
He has more followers than me and the Pimp channel combined.
That's fucked up.
If you can,
Oh my god, that's
go ahead and follow
amazing.
DJ the Mario. You can tell who it is because he posted a random photo of me with some like hip hop music underneath it, and I could have swore that I died. Like it was one of those,
It's a
like,
tribute
with
video.
homies. I miss my homies, but it's just a picture of me and Alex at work. It's so fucking stupid.
Oh, that's amazing.
yeah.
All right, chat.
DJ the Mario.
DJ the Mario.
Sorry.
Oh, Mario the
Yes.
DJ. There it is.
Yes.
All right, chat. We'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. Peace.
Later.